Welcome to the Horror Hangout, a podcast where film fans watch the best and worst horror movies of all time and talk about them. My name is Ben Arrington, and today I am joined by regular co-host. Sorry about that. It is Mister.
Andy Conduit Turner. Hello, Ben and everybody. I'm back at home.
You're
Got a
back at
lovely
home.
normal microphone. Hopefully, don't sound like I'm underwater.
You live in a bloody
Don't also
pumpkin
feel like
patch, do
I'm
you?
dying. What was that?
You live in a pumpkin patch, do you? Is that where you
I do
live?
live in a pumpkin patch. Hi.
Aye. Happy not Halloween anymore. Halloween's
Yeah.
over.
Happy post
November the
Halloween, or as some people, as the internet and the retail industry would have you believe, Christmas. But
yeah,
it's
the
not
first day
quite
of
yet.
Christmas. I've seen that. I tell you what, real life horrors. Well, not really a real life horror, but it kind of is because I was watching it. There's an advert for a supermarket where someone's a Grinch. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I saw it. I didn't scream, but I went, like that. What the fuck? It's something really weird. Something really weird about a non-Jim Carrey Grinch. I don't know what it is.
Which feels odd, doesn't it?
It feels odd because a Jim Carrey Grinch, you know it's Jim Carrey under there. You go, oh, Jim Carrey. But when it's a non-Jim Carrey Grinch, you're like, who's that then? Who's
Could be
under
anyone.
there?
Could be
Is it
Pennywise.
actually the Grinch? Is that what the Grinch looks like? Have you seen the footage of like Grinches turning up and scaring the living bejesus out of children?
No, no, I have actually the Grinch parties where people just come and wreck the house.
Some little kids give a Grinch like a proper punch in the face, a proper uppercut, knuckle duster
Punch
scenario.
his beard off.
He punched his beard off. It's like all bets are off. It's like, well, the Grinch is a villain. The Grinch is an enemy. So we can absolutely punch his beard off,
Uppercut him.
uppercut him. But yeah, Christmas post Halloween. So I mean, we'll talk to you because you got up some exciting stuff on Halloween. I feel like this is the first year in a while where Halloween was a bit of a non-event for me. We didn't really have many decorations up. We had a few trick-or-treaters, but not too many. I wasn't really doing much on Halloween night, which was probably for the first time in a while. Um, so yeah, it was a bit disappointing, I'd say, but it was okay. A low-key Halloween, and I think you've got to do that now and again, haven't you?
Yeah, you've been really on it this year, Ben. I think you deserve a little rest. And it was your wedding anniversary not too long ago, so you've been celebrating hard then.
Yeah, it was. And the memories of all the spooky stuff we did last year in America have been great. I'll tell you what, we did have some trick-or-treaters. We had someone dressed as Mafregan.
Did you?
Yeah.
They dance in and chop you in the face with like a guillotine for the paper.
No, but I would have liked it if they committed to that. Just a little girl in a Mafregan outfit, and I did shout because I wasn't the one who answered the door when this happened. I did shout out, "It's a Mafregan!" And they would have been like, "Excuse me,
Excuse me.
what on earth?
I think you'll find you don't pronounce the
You don't
three.
pronounce the free, you bloody boomer. You produce it's Megan, okay?" But yeah, I was impressed by that. That was pretty good. That was good work. But
Yeah.
so you were on the other side of the pond. You were in Utah. Well, you joined us from Utah last week.
Yeah. Apologies if I was a bit loose, everybody. I was very tired, but I feel much better now.
He was loosey goosey. This guy, he was going crazy. No, it was good. It was good fun last week. But yeah, what did you get up to?
Well, it wasn't Halloween itself, because on Halloween I was up in the air watching I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025. But
Is
the
that the
day
first time you've
before
seen that?
Halloween, yeah,
It's the first
so I
time.
missed the episode. I just watched it on this plane. It's all
Uh,
right. I did hate all the characters almost immediately. We'll come to that in what
yeah,
I've been watching.
hated
But
all the characters almost immediately. What is with like podcasters, how they're represented in horror? It's really weird to me.
poorly, very
Very
poorly.
poorly. Like podcasters, they'll do whatever it takes to get the story. Not really. I'm just no, just
Podcasters, deeply researched, loads of information, doing things in one take. Completely unrealistic. Takes me out of it.
completely unrealistic. I'm not into it at all.
Have their merch game stitched up? No. Yeah, between that and Halloween 2018, the only positive, like, on-screen podcasters we've seen is the man the entire genre is named after, Little Boy podcast. He's all right.
Little boy podcast.
From Ghostbusters Afterlife. Good old podcast.
Oh yeah, that guy, that little
Excellent hair,
fella,
that little
his
lad as well.
podcast. Yeah. Um,
That's
bless.
what me and him have in common. Me and
You're both called
podcast.
you're both called podcast.
No hair. beautiful
Oh,
locks.
hair. I'm misunderstanding everything you say. I'm sorry.
It's me.
I feel like.
I'm on it this week. Ben's pretty exhausted.
Hang on
What?
a minute. Is that a jibe?
You
Are
good?
you having a little jibe at me, saying,
No.
"Oh, podcasters have got luscious, beautiful, lovely hair"? Well, I don't have to get up in the morning and worry about it, Andy. I reckon you've got at least 17 minutes where you got to worry about your hair.
Oh, if I'm lucky, mate. If I'm lucky.
If I'm lucky. Podcast and hair. That's the number one and number two. Do you know what we didn't cover the last Ghostbusters film on this podcast, did we?
I haven't even seen
You haven't even
Frozen
seen
Empire.
Ghostbusters
Yeah.
Frozen Knob.
No, I haven't seen it. But I tell you what, Ben, we're being sidetracked by the wonders of being on a flight on Halloween night. What I did that was very Halloweeny the day before, while I was in Salt Lake City, was go to a little scare event which was called Nightmare on 13th, combining all the scariest things. A nightmare might be on a street, and the 13th street, the least lucky one, combines those two things to make quite a spooky event. And
Wow.
I don't think I've ever been to a scare event quite like it, Ben. You know, sometimes you do these things and a walkthrough would be quite a quick affair.
Mm.
About 45 minutes to walk
It's
through the
because it's
first one.
American, isn't it? Everything is bigger
It
in
was
Texas,
enormous, and
in
there were like
Utah.
huge animatronic things in there. There was one bit where we're in like a bayou area, walking. There's basically a big void before us. These
Oh,
glowing eyes come out there, and a massive alligator head, the size of a Ford Cortina, comes piling out towards us. It's like it's going to eat you.
what from bloody Resident Evil 2?
It
Big old
was, yeah,
alligator in the sewer.
it was
Have
dead good.
Have you been to a scare event in America before?
I've never been to the one in the US before. I've been to a lot, I
Yeah.
would say some high-end ones in the UK. I've been to seen what Thorpe Park have got to offer, seen what Alton Towers are
Oh,
doing.
yeah, yeah,
Some
yeah.
wicked scare events, but it was another level. I think the work in the sort of the props was incredible. The actors were like not just, get a teenager, give him a scary mask and stick him in there. There was one bit, a bloody monster I've never heard of before, Ben, the Mothman. Certainly no
Oh,
films
not a
about
bloody
him.
Mothman. He was there,
He
and
was
you went,
he was
"Who's this
jump
brand new
he
IP?"
he was jumping down on a harness just out of nowhere, down onto that, and then he was like going back up into the ceiling, into the shadows. There's another bit, a fella just running along on a rope like he's Mr. Parkour himself, swiping at your heads with his hands as he's running as his wall run, like the Prince of Bloody Persia he was.
That would be. I do hate it when there's an enemy in a game where the enemy's really agile. That's annoying, isn't it?
Kind of get a
Get
bead on
here!
them.
Get here!
And we did one of those great, those optical illusion things. There's one bit where you go through, you've been through a scary bit, you've been chased, and you open this door. You know those weird sort of optical illusion vortex tunnel things where there's a tunnel that goes to the middle, and the tunnel around you is all swirly whirly.
Yeah.
And at first you feel okay, then a couple of steps in, your head starts like going,
Oh yeah, your head starts. Yeah.
like you're stuck, like you're being slurped into a vortex, mate. It was really good. It was
Jesus.
brilliant. And then the second, so that was only the first maze. And after the first one, there was another one which is like a haunted asylum, literally terrifying in a completely different way. And then it was almost entirely pitch black. And then there's bits of it I'm just walking along. You've gone from a group of adults, there were six of us that went in, and all of a sudden you're like school kids and like a little crocodile all holding each other's hands. Made me go first. It was my stupid idea to go. And like walking into the thing, and I just like walked into a wall. There was nowhere to go, so I naturally go to turn left, just a corner. It's like on the end of the Blair Witch, and there's five other people going, "Andy, keep moving." I was like, "There's nowhere for me to go." And we're in a padded room.
We
This
I've
man,
I've run out of path.
yeah, I've run out of path. There's a man. It was a padded cell. Luckily, he didn't try and scare me because I made eye contact with him. It's like, I've seen you. Don't try and make me jump. So he then went and got the person behind me because he knows I'd
Ah.
seen him in the
So
dark.
really, even though you were in front, you
Got
maximized your.
got an advantage. My eagle eyes helped me
Yeah.
out. So, but then I had to go back to him and said, look, I'm lost in this room. You live here. What's the door?"
I'm lost in this room, and he's gone. It's just a single room, mate. You can't really
And
be
then he
lost
just,
in
and
here.
then one of the padded walls did open. And I was like, "Thank you so
Ah.
much." One thing you must say must always be polite to people. There's another bit. There's a
Always be
skeleton man,
polite.
and he came out.
ABP.
I won't do his accent entirely, but he came up very southern skeleton. He said, "You ain't even said hello to me," and I was like, "I'm so sorry. Beg your pardon. Hello." And he was like, "Well, you got lovely manners, but you." And he turned to the person behind me and he started like scaring him, and I was like, "See, always
Manners.
pays."
Manners are very, very important. Some thing is, you've got to find common ground with these people. Okay, they might be there to scare you, but deep down, they've all got fears and hopes and dreams themselves.
All quite decent about themselves. I think one of the after my one of my colleagues was a little bit like on edge after the first one still, and she said to the first haunted person in the next one, "How long's this one then?" And they went, "Oh, it's not as long as the other one." I said, "I don't trust you. Why don't you trust me?
I will only get involved in a scare event
You're
if I know
horrible.
the length of time I need to be in there.
I'm going to be scared for." It was really good there. It was brilliant. So if you are going to Utah, I imagine there'll be like many other things then in Christmas theme shortly. But if you're around Utah in the future, apparently it's been running for 15 plus years at this
Oh
point.
wow,
Nightmare on 13th is
Salt
absolutely
Lake City,
superb.
right?
Get
Is that
yourself over to Salt Lake
that's where
City.
you
Yeah.
were, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I just missed there's a horror movie festival that was just there that I missed. It was the weekend I arrived.
Oh no,
Jake Myers texted me and said, "Oh, did you make it to Film Quest?" I was like, "Just missed it."
I've only just arrived, and I'm not here just for pleasure. Okay,
What
I'm
do you
here
work?
on business. Business.
I was here on business, but I made time for a scare event, and I would
You're
heartily
standing on
recommend it.
business by getting yourself into that scare event, and I bet people sometimes some of the scare actors would have stopped and gone, "Andy from Horror Hangout there," and the reason I know it because you wore your t-shirt as well.
Yeah, I did wear my t-shirt. It was
Impressive.
representing the brand like a like a not skeleton, a sort of scarecrow faced man. He did stop and have a glance down at my t-shirt. I wasn't sure if he was taking in the branding or he was perplexed because my I'd got a text message and my watch lit up. Maybe he was like, "You're not allowed them in here."
Might
I
have
was
been
like, "What?
both.
I don't have to turn it off. Come on."
You're not allowed them in here. That takes me out of the moment. That takes me out of the scare. I'm not scared when I see a screen. That's when I know I'm
Don't have my
safe.
phone out. Come on. Right,
Come on,
but it
then.
was really good. I would heartily recommend it.
Yeah, and if you go on our social media, you can have a look at a picture of Andy at the event. He looks quite Christ-like, I will say, in this particular picture. A Christ-like pose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how scarecrows stand, though. So
yeah,
depends on
that's true.
your. If you want to take it
Scarecrows,
in a in a secular way, I'm a bit scarecrowy.
scarecrows by their very nature are Christ-like,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Have you
Um,
ever seen load of birds flocking around Jesus in your life? No.
no, can't think. Unless they were like poking his eyes out or anything. Did that happen? Was that written
When he
about
was
in the
on the cross,
Bible?
when he was on the cross, did any birds come over? No.
No, no birds, nothing happened like that. He loved it up. He loved it up there. It was a right laugh for him. His defining moment, if you like. Also, like, because he was obviously in agony. Why has that religion decided to like go? This is the symbol of our religion now.
Him
That
having
time
the
Jesus,
worst day.
this Jesus' worst day. We're gonna have a nice little symbol of him, like him
When he
turning the
flipped all
bread
those
into
tables
wine.
over in the market, all the moneylenders,
I
put
just
them
said,
through the announcement table.
I just said, turning the bread into wine. He didn't do that, did he? You mixed it up. You
Yeah,
silly.
feeding all them people with them fishes.
Feeding all those people with one singular pack of
Dairy
six.
Lee, Dunkers.
One singular pack of six Greg's jam donuts. These would go a low time, but when you eat the donut, you can't lick your lips when you got the sugar all around them. Oh, it's
Oh, I bet
impossible.
he could have done it. He's miracles,
He
isn't
could
he?
have done it. Of course, he could. Um, okay, right. That was nice, but glad to have you back in the comfort of your podcasting room, your podcasting cell, your podcasting padded cell.
That's right.
I'm glad you're back.
Soundproof to perfection. What's been happening in the news while I've been away, Ben? No
Well,
massive new trailers have come out, have they?
some massive new trailers have come out. And by massive, I mean just in terms of the sequel number, rather than like the actual size of the file when uploaded onto YouTube. Because I reckon 4K file, probably a couple of gig, ain't too crazy, is it? Anyway, we got the we got the trailer for Scream 7. Bit of a controversial one, I know. So a few people who left the franchise at the end of Scream 6, and I know it's had a little bit of an issue, and Matthew Lillard's been cast as well. So is he going to be a ghost, or is he going to be a man with a TV on his head? We don't know. We don't know. But the cast for this year's, I say that like it is a yearly thing now, isn't it? A Scream
Yeah.
movie.
This
We've
year's
got to
new
the point
Scream.
now. Five Cream in 2022. Scream 6 last year, the year before? Can't remember. Probably last year. Every 2 years, okay. But it's being directed by original Scream writer Kevin Williamson. And in the cast, we've got Anna Camp, Joel McHale, McKenna Grace of the old Ghostbusters, Michelle Randolph, Jimmy Tatro, Celeste O'Connor, Tim Simons, and Mark Concielos. I feel like I'm just reading out fodder for Ghostface to slash up, and obviously
Also, Nev Campbell will be
also
fine.
Nev Campbell. I should have said that. Nev Campbell is she wasn't in the last one, was she?
No, because they didn't pay her enough money, but then so she
That's
very
right.
publicly didn't turn up for this one. But then they pissed off a lot of their big hitters from the new cast. So
Yeah.
I imagine they've had to back a truck full of money up to Nev Campbell's house to get her back on board.
I apologize. The bit I just read was the cast also includes when I should have said David Arquette. That doesn't make sense. Courtney Cox, Scott Foley, Matthew Lillard, Mason Gooding, and Jasmine Savoy Brown. Those are all the
The
main
biggies.
faces. David Arquette's going to be some sort of dewy ghost. Yeah,
Everyone's a ghost now. I wonder if he's got the same type of ghost thing as Billy Loomis did, where you're a ghost, but you have continued to age
yeah,
at
yeah.
a standard rate.
Well, that does make sense because there are like skeleton ghosts, aren't there?
I don't know. Do you reckon that you're a skeleton ghost if you're a skeleton when you die? If
Oh
you get
yeah,
really, really
probably.
badly
Oh, that'd be well
electrocuted?
annoying though, wouldn't it? But if you're a skeleton when you die, how do you die? Like Mar from Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
When he gets electrocuted.
Only people who've died of severe electrocution are skeleton ghosts.
Overall, I don't know if I believe that because if you did die in a real shit outfit, what if you died in your pajamas? You'd be gutted, wouldn't you? Or die in like a really odd outfit, or with no shoes on. That'd be well annoying. Have to go barefoot everywhere.
Well, you hover
Anyway,
about when you're a ghost, though.
yeah. What are they going to do with Matthew Lillard in this? I can't. I really don't know. Because I think one of the previous Scream films did mention that maybe he was dead. Did it? Or what? I can't remember.
I don't know. I think he's been notoriously absent because isn't this thing that they were going to bring him back much, much earlier, maybe Scream 3, but then Columbine happened and
Okay.
then they said, oh, let's not do that.
Yeah.
So they abandoned it, and I think I'm not sure they've ever specifically said that he's dead or not, but like all the times they were trying to work out who a ghost face is, it does beg the question: did anyone check in on him all these other years? Is it you?
Yeah. Is it
Okay,
you?
well,
Me
straighten this from
head's
prison.
me head's flat like Drop Dead Fred when he got his head trapped in the fridge. There's no way I could be Ghostface because my face wouldn't fit in that particular mask, would it? Unless it was sideways. Uh, so the synopsis: we've got a trailer, we've got a poster. Synopsis: when a new Ghostface killer emerges in the quiet town where Sydney Prescott has built a new life, her darkest fears are realized that her daughter becomes the next target. Um, in the trailer, she gets a phone call from Woodsboro. I'm not answering or just not
Doesn't matter if
bother.
it's from Woodsboro or not. I'm not answering the phone unsolicited anyway.
Yeah, I'm never answering
I've
the phone
never met a
unsolicited.
Scream. I still don't do that.
But if and someone says, "Surprise, Sydney, did you miss me?" and I go, "Just hang up. You've literally this is Scream 7. Sydney's been through it all. Her long lost brother was trying to kill her. Boyfriend's trying to kill her. Who else? Her ex
Boyfriend's
boyfriend's
mate
mum.
from boyfriend's mate from college tried to kill her. Timothy
Boyfriend's
Olyphant.
mate from college tried to kill her. Jesus, what's this boyfriend got about him that everyone's willing to turn into a serial killer when he
Her
dies
own
out of
cousin?
revenge?
Is it a cousin? And Macaulay Culkin's brother in number
I'll
four?
tell you what, I can't even remember. Her own
Jim.
cousin. So she's been through it all, right? First of all, go and live in Croatia or something. Get yourself out of there. Second of all, don't answer any calls from Woodsboro. I know you're thinking, oh, I've got loads of old friends there. No, never do it. Maybe
Don't
put a
even have
lock
a
on your phone.
landline, actually. No phone calls.
Yeah. Why have they called from like? Well, when I call, I've got to make sure that she knows from Woodsboro because it'll just that'd be good for the be impactful, won't it? Um, this particular ghost face though is going to burn it all down. There's like a house on fire. It starts in the house, Matthew Lillard's character's house. What's his name? Stu's
Oh, because
house.
that's an Airbnb now,
Because
right?
that's an
Or an escape
Airbnb,
room or
which
something.
is true to real life, right?
You can really go there, can't you? Yeah.
You can really go there, and it is weird. Like, it doesn't look quite right when you look at it. There's like a silly like chalk outline of a body on the floor. Uh, but one of the characters in the trailer ends up swinging from a chandelier, Sia style. Um, and you know what? I mean, it looks. I mean, there's nothing in it that doesn't make that makes me go, "Oh my god, I cannot believe this." It just looks like a
I'm gonna
Scream
sit up
film.
and take notice of this. I don't know. I'm kind of with you, Ben. Like I've always enjoyed a Scream movie. Like At worst, they are still entertaining.
Yeah.
But don't know about you, Ben, and I know that it's true of some horror audiences. Are you harboring a bit of ill will because of the way because of the way this has kind of gone down?
Oh
Like
yeah,
they
definitely. I don't feel
treated their
entirely
old
happy about it.
treated their
It's
making star really badly, and then they fired that lady for speaking out against a big old genocide, and then they lost their director, and
yeah.
like they've clearly tried to do something to get it back on track by throwing a lot of money at this,
It's
but it
literally
has
just
poured a
like,
little bit of cold water on me.
yeah, it's just like, oh come on. You know what I mean? Like just come on. Try harder, you know. There's This is a well-loved franchise and for me, it's the slasher franchise that got me into slashers. In a way it's my slasher franchise because it's the slasher franchise that when I was that young it introduced me to these types of films and of course I was aware of things like A Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween and Friday the 13th, but this was the one for me that was like what defined my childhood, defined the 90s. So yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, it is disappointing. I had the way Scream 5 and 6 went as well, because I think overall I was pretty disappointed. I think overall with those films, Five
Yeah.
Cream and Six Cream.
Like I say, I'll still go and see it, but I feel like they're getting to a point where they need to give it another decade's rest.
Another decade's rest. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those franchises as well where there's not much room for switching up the template very much. um, with things like Halloween and Friday the 13th, and putting Jason somewhere else, or Friday the 13th. Sorry, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Obviously, there's tons of things you can do. You can do meta things. We've seen that. Halloween. Why not make it a cult? But I just feel like Scream. Like the setup is always kind of the same. The reveal is
There's a
always
bad
kind of the
bloke. It's
same.
someone who has been in it for a while that's going to be surprised.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
it's
no,
like
you
a
should do,
whodunit
Ben.
slasher rather than the slasher. I know it's slightly different because as a whodunit slasher, similar to I know what you did last summer, it's 90s slashers really are whodunit slashers, aren't they? So
Right, Ben, you know I love to pitch you a concept. How would you feel if this is how it turned out? If Scream goes full season of the witch, Matthew Lillard has nicked a little bit of Stonehenge and is making ghost face masks, and if you
yeah,
happen to be wearing them on Halloween, your head will turn into bugs and spiders and snakes and stuff. And
the ghost face mask.
he has made like robots of Dewey and stuff
Oh
and Gale
God,
Weathers, a bit like that bad man from See the. I'd watch that.
was he into robotics? Yeah, I definitely watched that. I'm
Well,
I'm well up
he could
for.
have done an access course while he was in prison, couldn't he? He could have been studying.
Scream has always been meta, but let's go for meta and let's go for absolutely ridiculous. Let's rip up the rule book again. Because I think we're always kind of pitched that, oh my God, this Ghostface ain't taking any prisoners. This Ghostface is mad. In the last Scream, he had a shotgun. In this Scream, he's burning down a house. Like, well, has he done that
But
before?
he Tom
Probably.
Jones, he admitted it in that song. Especially as it's his own
Welsh
house.
Ghostface. We need a Welsh Ghostface. We need a Ghostface in Wales. Abergavenny. Scream, Abergavenny.
That's where she's got to get out of Woodsboro.
Yeah, she's gone all the way there, and yeah, it'd be great. Tom Jones is in it. So is other famous Welsh people. Charlotte Church. She's
Charlotte Church, your
very of the
favourite?
moment.
Stereophonics?
Stereophonics doing the soundtrack. It'll be reet good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Like I've willed it into existence. Scream 7 in Abergavenny is gonna happen. But I just want something a bit. Let's do something mad. Let's
It's
do
different.
because the thing is, Scream 6, New York. Oh my God, so much they could have done. I mean, in your head, is it in New York?
I tell you what, Scream, they've introduced the
On
theory
the
now,
tube.
Ben. Give me a slightly more realistic, absolute left turn they could do. Bear in mind, you've introduced ghosts being in it. I know they're a manifestation of a mental illness, but
Yeah.
actual ghost face. Give me a
Actual
ghosty one.
Ghostface, like a former Ghostface. Yeah, Matthew Lillard. Matthew Lillard comes back as Ghostface.
Yeah,
What's he been
ghost
doing?
face.
What's he been
Perfect.
doing all this time? Well, actually, he's just
Being
been
a
enjoying
ghost.
himself,
It's taken him 20 years or whatever it is to manifest as a ghost. Takes ages.
and he's got TV for a head.
And he can do TV based things. Drop TVs,
Great.
that's his special move.
Can drop TVs out of nowhere, just like that. Piano dropping
Right, I'm
slasher.
on board. If it's any of those three things, actual ghost, Wales, season of the witch. Other than that, I'm gonna
Other than
come
that,
out
we're not
cold.
interested. Yeah, February 27th, 2026. So
Nice.
none of those things are in it. You've got that long to get them in it. All right,
Yeah.
makers of this film,
Get working, guys.
get working,
Karen
guys.
is, my wife Karen is rare that she'll come to horror film, but she's texted me off the back of that trailer and it's like, I'm up for this. I'm going to work on her until February, see if she'll come on the episode with us.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Hell yeah.
She's
Oh,
not in, she's
perfect.
not in for it. She's like, what? No, I'll have to listen to one of your bloody stupid things. But then if I can try and get
Oh
her on it, then
what?
then we can finally complete the trifecta whereby on once both of our wives have been on the show on International Women's Day, we can just take the week off and they can do it.
Yeah, that's what International Women's Day is for. Giving
Where
men
you
a,
give
giving
where you
men a
give
day
some
off.
women some extra work to do.
Yeah, yeah. Oh wow. Okay, nice bit of news for you, Andy. Have you heard about this?
What's this?
Godzilla minus zero. A teaser video reveals Godzilla minus one sequel title. The reteam Toho and director Takashi Yamazaki are reteaming for the next Godzilla movie. The title was revealed for being Godzilla minus zero. There was a little teaser video. You can check it out. Ever since its first appearance in 1954, Godzilla's continued to captivate and shock not only Japan but the world. Godzilla Minus One, which was the 30th live action Godzilla film produced in Japan, became a smash hit, grossing over 7.65 billion yen. Just in case you thought I was going to say
Whew.
billion pounds. It's a lot of yen. And obviously it commemorated Godzilla's 70th anniversary. What could potentially happen in Godzilla Minus Zero? And why is it called Godzilla Minus Zero, Andy?
Don't know why it's called Godzilla minus zero. That is for the people of Japan, specifically the makers of the film, to confirm.
Hmm.
But I know, you know what? Skip forward 30 seconds if you haven't seen Godzilla minus one, because spoiler for it. I think we may see some development of our one of our main characters who we see surprisingly alive at the end,
Oh, yeah.
and some sort of mutation form. We know Godzilla always comes back. He's like Wolverine. He's got a healing factor. But I
Oh,
think we're
yeah,
going to see
absolutely.
some mutation of that character, or maybe other survivors, and something happens. People have hinted maybe a Godzilla enemy, which is like a genetic mutation called Biolante, which is like a combination of a human and a rose and a Godzilla.
A human, a rose, and a Godzilla.
Yeah, it's a mad one, absolute mad one. Um, it could
Jesus.
it could be something like that we see her become more monstrous, or other survivors become into more monstrous creatures as well, or it could be something completely new. But
I'm just looking at a
I
picture of
loved
this. This is
Godzilla
a
minus one so
Resident Evil
much.
mega boss,
It
isn't
is,
it?
isn't it?
Yeah.
It could be that, could be something completely new, but I will be seated day one for
Yeah.
this
What
one.
are we getting next in the Godzilla in the MonsterVerse in the Godzilla MonsterVerse?
It has been announced, hasn't it? It's called
Uh,
something. Space Godzilla is what it is, I think.
What was that?
I think Space Godzilla is confirmed to be
Space
the
Godzilla confirmed.
and don't I'm not being silly,
Oh,
everyone. Don't think it's another example like the
Godzilla,
last stream things.
Godzilla X Kong Supernova.
Supernova, there we go.
Yeah, so it's going to be in space now. I mean, this makes sense. Get them into space.
Space
There's going to be
Godzilla and maybe Gigan, I don't know.
so there's going to be some sort of space threat, and they go right. Get a bloody helmet on these two.
Yeah.
Get them up to space. See what
Yeah, Space
happens.
Godzilla and Gigan, I'm gonna bet.
March 26th, 27/7.
So,
2027. I can't
more
speak today,
Godzilla
man.
coming your way.
More Godzilla coming your way. And we've already mentioned Nightmare on Elm Street, so let's might as well talk about this. Robert England has got a Hollywood Walk of Fame star, and there was a big old ceremony, and he turned up with the old Freddy glove, and he was doing a lot of posing, um, and he was aura farming, I would say, for all of our younger listeners.
Yeah.
He was aura farming all over the place. And it was Heather Langenkamp and Eli Roth who gave speeches at the ceremony. And yeah, super excited for him. And yeah, I
Yeah,
was
good
there.
on you. Good
I'm
on
a
you,
little bit
Robert.
gutted because I was literally there 1 year ago, and I would love to have seen that whole event. It would have been amazing.
It would have been good.
Um,
I saw that Heather Langenkamp was saying like she's always really held on to the fact she cannot see anyone else as old Fred Krueger. Found it very difficult.
haven't I? Did who said it? It should be Jim Carrey. Who did I see say that this week or last week? I feel like it was
I
someone
don't
quite
know, but I think
prominent.
I also saw it. I
Yeah,
can't tell
someone
you
said,
who.
"Oh, it should be Jim Carrey," and I was like, "Well, first of all, Jim Carrey is also an older gentleman now, isn't he?"
Yeah.
He's
I-
63, you
I'm
know?
not against it. I can see it.
I can see it, yeah, but I feel like if they're really gonna pass the mantle over to someone else, you need it for the long term, don't you? And that's no disrespect to Jim Carrey. Sure, he could do it, maybe in a one-off, but I feel like if you're really gonna solidify the legacy of these films, you need to you need to get someone just a bit younger.
You're throwing one out there.
Feel me,
Lee
you know.
Evans, Milton
Nightmare on
Jones.
Elm Street director wants Jim. It was Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors director. What's his name? Chuck Russell. Chuck Russell, who we did a film of recently. Did we not?
Yeah.
Did we? Chuck Russell. Yeah, he's gone. It should be Jim Carrey. And then, everyone's just ran with this. And I've gone, no disrespect, Chuck Russell. You made my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie. But I will say, a little bit on the nose, I feel like, being Jim Carrey. Because what we're doing there is we're literally playing into a bit of a caricature. And I don't feel like Robert England does it like that, does he?
No. Like
He's quite
it
dry
grew
with it.
into it. I mean, Chuck Russell, a great body of work behind him. The Mask. That's where he
Yeah.
knows Jim Carrey from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The 1980s remake of The Blob, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The Scorpion King,
Do you know?
knocking them
I'm
all
gonna,
out.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna throw a real rogue shout out there now.
Go on.
After watching Jack Nicholson's son in Borderline and doing a smile and smile, now because the reason he was so good in Borderline was because he did the sinister and he did the comedy very well.
Yeah.
Now I know he looks a bit like his dad, and the smile is a bit Jack Nicholson. I
He
get
burned
it,
his face off. It was just perfect,
but
didn't
if
he?
you burn his face off, he's gonna be absolutely fine. That's my pick for who could be the new Freddy Krueger because this is the thing. You either have to do it completely different or you have to you have to do it completely different. You cannot do this is just a Robert England impression, can you?
No. And you know what, Ben? I think that is an excellent option. I'm going to throw out an
Ray
alternative for
Nicholson.
you, but
Ray Nicholson's his
but
name.
they
Go
will
on.
come. They'll come for me because don't be doing any. I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna throw out a gender swap for you. Aubrey Plaza, she can be Freddy Krueger.
Yeah?
Freddy
He'd be
IE.
like the most sarcastic Freddy ever. Eye rolling and
Stabbing
slicing
you up.
people up. I did watch an interesting video. There's an interested I'll have to get the name of it and find out. But there's an interesting like TikTok series where people like compare weapons from movies, and they did a Michael Myers knife versus Freddy Krueger's glove, knives glove, which was
Okay.
quite interesting. Like which one's got the better reach, which one's got the most, longevity, all that stuff.
All
It
right.
was pretty cool. It was pretty
I'll
cool.
have to check that out. You know what? I'm gonna give you one more suggestion as well. Someone who can do serious and scary, but also camp and funny. Mark Duplass. Mark Duplass.
Oh God. Oh wow. Now you've said
He'd be
that.
good.
Oh dude. Now you've said that. I'm literally going. Wait a minute. Scenic Fights is the name of this weapon battle breakdown. Scenic Fights. Um,
Get on the
that's
watch this. But yeah,
that's
Mark
pretty
Duplass I
good, you
think would
know. I
be
mean,
good.
again, not it's difficult to tell how old people are. He's 48 years old. See, that is prime.
Yeah, 'cause
And
he's got to be
those,
older than the teenagers that are in there.
yeah, yeah, he's got to be older than a teenager. I'm thinking like late 30s to mid 40s is perfect.
Yeah. And
Not to
Hollywood late
say,
40s is 30 to you and I.
yeah, exactly. That's not me going. I want to audition. All
Because
right.
they can drink all that human growth hormone, can't they, when they need to reinvigorate themselves. They've got those machines like them fellas from the Dark Crystal, suck the life force out of people.
Skeksis.
Yeah.
It's too close to sexies, isn't it?
The sexies.
It's too close to sexies. Because let's be honest, far from it. They're very, very unsexy. If
Yeah,
you know
trying
when
to do
someone
some
says,
branding.
"Hear me out," where they say, "Oh, this is a bit of a weird one," and then they choose like conventionally attractive person. I want to go, "Hear me out." Skeksis from Dark Crystal.
Sexies.
Excuse me? What's wrong with you? Um, or like an inanimate object. Remember when that bloke was like in love with a car? Um,
Titan, isn't it?
oh yeah, Titan. There was a documentary there where a man was in love with a car. Um, yeah, probably more horrific than Titan. Okay, what we've been watching, unless there's anything else. Got anything else?
Do you want to share the news? I don't know if you've seen it. There's a trailer for Stranger Things in the last series. All the kids are in their mid-20s now.
Yeah, I tell you what, I've been a bit off the boil with this. I don't really know why. They are all in their 20s, aren't they? It's kind of a combination of so much time has gone past.
Yeah.
That's one. Number
Weird release
two,
schedule.
weird release schedule. Everyone's in their 30s now. Number three, David Harbour's got went and bloody cheated on Lily Allen, and then she wrote a concept album about it, and it's everyone's talking about it, and everyone's saying he's a wrong un. It's tarnished everything for me.
Oh no, it's tarnished.
It's tarnished. I mean, I don't think it'll affect my enjoyment of Stranger Things, but at the same time, my brain is finding it hard to like focus in on that. And also, I know this is the way TV shows work and sequels work, but I'm kind of just a bit over the hype of it now. Don't know why. I'm sure I'll get dragged back in.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I understand what you mean. I think it is gonna take a little bit of a. I mean, there's that Hollywood magic. I'm sure I'll be able to believe that they're still children and not fully grown adults that have gone on to do other things by now. But I'm here for it. I want to see the ending of it. But I think this is another testament to why every time you finish a series of television, you should finish it as if it's the end.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Because
you're
I feel
right.
if it wasn't the weight of expectation, now they could have just
Yeah,
finished it with the last one and gone, oh, we
yeah.
fucked Vecna off
It
and
is
we did it
frustrating.
actually. Well
Yeah,
done.
yeah. I agree. But yeah, check out the trailer. How many trailers have there been? Been a few. I don't think I've actually even watched one. I'll
I've
be
seen
honest.
one. It's got Queens Who Wants to Live Forever over it. Looks like
Mm.
poor Will, having been basically like he had a shitter in the first series, an absolute mare in
Oh yeah, he's
the
gone through it,
second
isn't
series, then was largely ignored for series three and
he?
four. Like, oh, and also you're here, but have nothing really to do.
Yeah.
I think he's coming back into play in this fifth series, and guess what? Looks like he's about to have a horrible time.
Oh, bloody hell, Will. Get yourself out of there. Get yourself out of Hawkins
And
and
I've
move
just
somewhere else.
realised that also one of their friends is absolutely fucked up, isn't it?
Yeah, so
She
what's his
got all
name?
blinded and
Sadie Sink.
crunched up,
Yeah. Sadie Sink and what's his name? Eddie is Deddy. So
but
yeah.
very popular, so may just return.
Oh yeah, probably return money. If you die in the upside down, I don't think it's definitely spells the end, does it?
No.
No. Okay. There we go. So should we talk about what we've been watching last
Yes,
week?
please.
I guess we'll go straight from Stranger Things. Let's go into this because for the first time, actually, I think this is maybe the second time since the first one came out, but definitely the first one since the second one came out in the cinema. That's a really confusing sentence. I watched It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2. I watched it with my daughter because we were talking about, you know, horror films and what we could watch on Halloween. So we watched the first one Halloween night and the second one the night after. And it really made me think, look, It Chapter 1 is great. I think it's very, very solid as a like coming of age thing with some solid scares. Some of the CGI looks a bit CGI, if you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
You're like, that's 100% CGI. But I think for the most part, it's scary. I feel like the second, like chapter two, is maybe like 45 minutes too long. Who knows how long it is? 2.5 hours? I'm not sure. It's just, I get it, but at the same time, and I can't even remember how I rated this one against the first one. I know I enjoyed the first one more. This one is so obsessed with going, see that character over there? Yeah. That's them when they're older. Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, but here they are when they're younger again. Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I've seen that. And then they've like de-aged them. Or they've made them look younger, the kids in chapter two. It's very weird, it's very shiny and wobbly. The whole bit of like those characters going off to find their totems and basically come to terms with what they need to do to beat Pennywise is fine, but it kind of happens again. They all get together fighting Pennywise, and then they all get like blasted off into their own
Dimensions
solo dimensions again. And it's like,
to be in like a little set piece each.
yeah, but it's like we've done this, we've been here, we've done this, and in the end, you know, it is pretty disappointing because the real way that they beat him is just like by going sudden
Slag him off.
realization that we can just call him a knob and he will shrink. But this is kind of good because this is kind of prep for Welcome to Derry as well, because I feel like a lot of the stuff I was really, really interested in was the stuff about the Chud. What's it called? The
The ritual of
the
Chud, the
ritual of
turtle,
Chud.
his enemy.
That all interesting stuff. Stuff like with the character who's like, yeah, my dad was in the circus, and then you look at a picture, oh, that's him. That's bloody Bob Gray, whatever his name is.
And
Quite
Scatman
interesting.
Carruthers is a young man in this military institution.
Yeah, Mad, mad. And I have heard rumors, and again, this isn't a spoiler, I don't think, but I've heard rumors that Welcome to Derry is going to have like a subplot where the government are trying to capture Pennywise to use him as a
Just as Stranger Things ends.
just as Stranger Things ends.
Let's get a new bunch of kids to give the same story to, but this time it's a
Yeah,
Pennywise.
but I'm hoping again. But I'm kind of up for that because at least it's different to being here as a prequel. It is the same as the others, just a different bunch of kids getting
I'm looking
terrorized.
forward to. I'm gonna start um new Pennywise Welcome to Derry
Yeah,
this week, I think.
yeah. Me too. Me too. I've been kind of umming and ahhing about it,
Starting around the
but
edges. Well, Traitors finishes this week, Ben. You got free up some telly time.
free up some telly time. But if Pennywise ends at the end of Welcome to Derry ends up getting beaten before he goes into his 27-year slumber, I'm just like, he's just losing every time. Because there's got to be a time when he was out where he just yumma 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 yumma,
This one.
eating all the fear.
Really scared kids.
Really scared kids, yeah.
Oh no, is there going to be a time where he comes out where it's like the 40s and he's a big old Hitler Pennywise scaring all the kids?
God, yeah, that's what kids would be scared of. The
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 Führer.
the war, Mein Führer, not mine, but have you watched anything?
Just I mentioned it. I watched what's it called? I know what you did last summer.
Yeah,
On the plane on the way back home. As I said earlier, immediately didn't like any of the characters, but Danica grew on me because when she was very funny as it went on, she went from vacuous and terrible to
mm,
vacuous and hilarious
yeah,
as it went on.
yeah, pretty
But
good.
there's a whole episode of you talking about your thoughts on that. I was maybe a bit kinder to it by the end, but I think there's a certain experience that comes with watching a film on a plane, right? Because
Yeah,
like, what else am I doing? I mean,
yeah.
I could sometimes come away from a positive. If it was a film where I could have been doing anything else, could have been on my phone or going somewhere else, then maybe I'd have enjoyed it less. But you just got to lock in on the plane, didn't you? And it was all
You
right.
just got to lock in. Yeah, you have exactly. There we
Yeah,
go.
nothing else than that. I've been going to scare events and doing some work.
Yeah, I watched. So we got a screener of this sent to us kindly by Strike Strange Harvest, which is from. Let me just remind myself where it's from on the release. It's from Pathogen Pictures. Yes, I knew that. So this is kind of like another one of those like documentaries that isn't a documentary, not a mockumentary, faux documentary. Is that what we're saying? And
A
it's like a true
documentary.
true crime. What did I say?
No, you were right. I'm pissing about.
Oh, mockumentary, because mockumentary feels like it's having a laugh, isn't it? It's having a joke. This ain't having a joke at all. This is bloody. So detectives are thrust into the chilling hunt for Mr. Shiny, a sadistic serial killer from the past, whose return makes the beginning of a new wave of grotesque, otherworldly crimes tied to a dark cosmic force.
Okay.
It was done pretty well. I think there was a little bit you couldn't quite believe it. I felt like that with a couple of mockumentaries we've seen
A
recently where
Victor
you
Meldrew, where you were watching it, turning
I
around.
don't believe it. Jerome, what's the
That me.
telephone number he says when he answered the phone?
1491.
Is
I've
that
nailed that,
it?
haven't I? I've nailed that.
I actually don't know, but I hope it is.
Look it up, everybody.
4291.
Pause this
Hello.
podcast when Victor Meldrew answers the phone. If it's 4291, I have just won 10 pointless knowledge points.
I want to know. I want to know now if it's correct or not. It's got to be. It's got to be
We'll look
4291.
it up later. It's
It's
4291.
4291, Andy.
Is
You
it?
pulled it out from the recesses of your mind. A 90s sitcom memory. Well done.
Yeah. Whereas
Um,
I have cousins whose children's names I could not recall for
mm,
thousands of pounds, I'm afraid. Not
mm,
all of them. If any of my cousins are listening, not your kids.
yeah. Um, so it was really difficult to believe that it was anything other than, fictional, but there were some really, really good practical effects with some really gruesome like dead bodies where you're a bit like, oh God, that looks kind of almost real. Like how many times and dead bodies, and when you get closer, it's a real person. You know what I mean? Like a dead body
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
strung up, and then you get right close to the face, and it's like, oh, it's a real person. So it looks super legit. I did. I don't know if the central mystery was interesting enough for it to. It kind of just went all over the place. There's a mask that the killer wears, which is pretty creepy. It looks a little bit like a potato with little eyes
Little Mr. Potato, like a little potato stamper that you've made.
It looks a bit like that. It looks like a smiley face. You know when you get like you have like a smile. You might not have had smiley faces for a while. When do you reckon the last time you had smiley faces was?
Oh, it's been a hot minute, mate.
It's
We're
been
a
a hot minute.
we're
Um,
a turkey dinosaur's house.
Turkey dinosaurs. What? You can have both. Turkey dinosaurs is the main. The side is a smile.
It smiles. Oh, maybe
Some
we're an Alpha Bites house then in that sense.
Yeah, sometimes you get them out of the oven. They're a little bit deformed. One of them's like maybe the mouth and the eyes are like kind of closed a bit,
Yeah.
and they're a bit like deformed. Like, oh bloody hell, I've really been through it in there. Or air fryer. Um, this mask looks a little bit like that, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it overall, I feel like it didn't like really grasp. It didn't really grab me. I was getting like Megan is missing vibes for a bit, but then that kind of just went away. I think it's pretty well made, but it didn't change my life, if that makes
Nice.
sense. But it's from the director of Grave Encounters, well, one of the directors of Grave Encounters.
I'm gonna
Look
watch
forward
that.
to
I
it.
know we've got the screener, so I'm gonna get
Yeah,
on and watch that.
give it a give it a look. See,
I
and the other thing
realised, man. Sorry, you carry on. You got anything else that I've
I was just gonna
remembered?
say,
I'd
the other thing
listened
I've
to
watched,
something.
I've seen Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. I know we're covering it at the end of the month, but did get a limited release in cinemas before it drops on Netflix. So I was like, you know what? Seems like a film I'd like to see on the big screen, and I'm glad I did. Is all I will say.
Oh, nice. So fingers on lips until it's time to talk about it in a couple of weeks'
Fingers
time.
on lips. What were you about to say?
I've listened to a couple of things with my listening ears, Ben. I'll cover it in this section. Number
Very nice.
one, your friend and mine, Danny Robbins is back. There's a new series of Uncanny. Always
Oh,
enjoy his supernatural comings and goings. But also, one former guest of the show got a lovely new podcast out. I was listening to the inaugural episode of Kim and M versus
oh my God! Yes, I
Evil.
did see this. Yes.
Kim Taylor Foster is the titular Kim, and Emily Booth is the titular M. Emily's been on an episode with us many a year ago now, but they have a podcast where they're specifically looking into the villains in horror stories. In
Yes.
their first episode, to celebrate its 50th anniversary, they talk about Jaws and the titular shark of Jaws, but also
The
the
titular
other
shark,
villainous characters.
Jules the shark.
Jaws the shark, yes. But also the other baddies, is Mayor Brody a bit of a baddie? He doesn't close those beaches.
Oh
Is it the
yeah,
horrible
absolutely.
mayor that's to blame? So
Yeah.
they have a really nice discussion, both very charming hosts.
Hmm.
Second only to you, of course, Ben. So they're my second and third favorite other hosts.
Okay. Okay. You
Um,
don't have to rank, but if you wanna,
no,
that's
no,
fine.
like it's all in my mind, really. But they're very nice, and I'm looking forward to listening to another episode next week. Good little bit of chat.
Oh yeah, I'm well up for that. Yeah, when I saw it advertised, I was like, hell yeah, this is right up me street, and I know Andy'd be up for that as well.
Yeah, I'm up for that. And I
Hell
tell you, a
yes.
little bit of professional jealousy. Their cover photos are absolutely spot on. Me and you have never been for a photo shoot for an
No,
official bit of
ours
cover.
ours are just iPhones at Fright Fest, weren't they?
No, and I don't know I'd pull off the same red suit that Emily manages to wear in the pictures either. I'm not sure it'd suit me the same way.
Wearing a red suit. Oh my God,
It's a
Jesus.
very sharp look, actually. Looks
Yeah,
like she's ready
incredibly
for
sharp.
business.
Ready for business. Oh yeah, tied together as well. I've seen.
Yeah, it's a fun podcast. So
Sweet,
looking
amazing.
forward to
Well,
hearing another episode or two of that.
yeah, check it
But
out.
it
We'll
didn't
put
stop me from over the last few weeks watching several films in preparation for discussions today.
yes, Fright Fest Halloween. So, we didn't attend Fright Fest Halloween in person. Unfortunately, we couldn't. Andy was otherwise engaged in Utah. I
And Ben didn't
was
want to go on his own. He's like, if Andy's not going,
I was otherwise engaged. It would still be the same. It would be the same, would it? I don't want to be doing interviews, roaming around on my own. Bloody hell, Phil, ever so silly.
you'd be like Ben the chimp from Primate, wouldn't you? Be in the corner with a little teddy bear. Where is he?
He's Billy Ben the Chimp. He's acting just like Ben the Chimp, this
Something's
idiot.
wrong with Ben, is what they'd
So
say.
yeah, remote coverage this year, which is great, which is fine. We didn't manage to see a couple of the films, but we do have reviews from friends of the show. Now, we didn't get to see Primate because that's been released in cinemas in January, so they were quite hush hush about letting anybody see it early. We didn't see Deathgasm 2, Deathgasm 2 Goremeggedon, probably for similar reasons. And the only other one we didn't see was the Turkish coffee table, and that's because um, we've got a review anyway, potentially, maybe,
Yeah, well,
coming
our
in.
screener link expired. It was stuck in our junk mail for a little while. Bloody
Yeah, I don't know what
Gmail, pull
happened
your
there. I was
finger
very
out.
upset.
But we'll get that up and running and we'll watch that in the time. So maybe when we talk about that,
Mm.
um, we can reflect upon our memories of original recipe, the coffee table.
Yeah, well, to be fair, this is the first year that we've managed to cover three different Fright Fest events. So, Fright Fest Glasgow back in March, Fright Fest, the main event, not its official title, but Fright Fest in August in person. Well, you did Fright Fest Glasgow in person, and now I feel like we're taking smaller steps towards covering all three in person at some point. So maybe
One
next
day,
year.
Ben. One day.
One
Although
day.
typically it will always clash with the event I'm at. So we'll have to work it out. We'll have
So
to encourage one event to move ever so slightly.
it was the eighth. So it was eight movies in total over on the 31st of October and the 1st of November. Fright Fest Halloween, Leicester Square. Um, Look, loads and loads of former guests and friends of ours attended the event as well. Looks like everybody had a blast. Kat Hughes, who's joining us on next week's episode discussing Predator Badlands, she did the intro for a couple of films. She did the intro for Dolly and I think Affection as well. Mal Jutley, who obviously was on the show recently, talking about The Long Walk. He had a great time. He posted some reviews of his favorite movies, and other former guests, including Zara Mary. She also
Yeah,
attended. Looked like she had
yeah.
a great time.
Zara's been there. I've got her. I haven't listened to it yet, mate, but we'll play it live.
You will play it live, yeah, just to,
I've got a 5 minute voice note, as long as she doesn't say a pin number or anything on there.
a five
That I've
minute
got
bloody voice.
well,
Well, well,
I asked her for her primate and a primate Turkish coffee table and any other films that
oh
she really
well,
wanted to
there we
mention.
go.
So we'll go
Let
to
let's
her
say thank
correspondence
you.
shortly.
Yeah, let's say thank you so much, Zara, for that. But we do have correspondence also from. I was going to say former guest, but I'm going to say
Friend of
former
the show.
co-host, a friend of the show.
Zara's a friend of the show too. They're both friends of the show,
You know what I
but
mean?
the
Don't do that to me.
the third Beatle, if you will.
What the third Beatle? She's the Ringo to. I don't think any of us are George Harrison. You can be. Who do you want to be?
Oh, I don't know. Not particularly
Not
attuned to the
particularly any of them.
Beatles.
John Lennon, notoriously bit of a knob, I think, and Paul McCartney seems all right,
I like
but
his frog song. It's all right, isn't it? Rupert Bear.
song. Yeah, they stitched up Charles Manson, didn't they? No, I'm joking. No, that was the Beach Boys. Sorry.
Yeah. So I don't know which one of the Beatles will want to be, but of course, if you're comparing Emma Cownley to anyone, it's one of the three tots of Tots TV, but mapped onto the Horror Hangout
That's
hosts.
much better. Yeah, why did we go for free of a notoriously four-piece band?
Yeah, Tilly
Famously
herself.
four-piece band. The free tots of Tots TV because it's two fellas and a lady.
Exactly.
Exactly. One who's a knobhead, one who's got his head screwed on, and then the girl
That speaks French.
that speaks French. I'm not attributing anybody to those particular roles, but yeah. So the first film was Primate. The first film was the movie that we've discussed. We discussed it on Horror News a few times. Killer primate, killer bloody monkey, killer chimpanzee. Chimpanzees are scary, freakishly strong. Weirdly human-like. Put them in clothes. Give them a teddy bear. Oh yeah, they're harmless, aren't they? No, they'll rip your bloody face off. That is obviously in reference to something that's definitely happened more than once for real. How
Chimps losing the plot.
are we going to do this? Shall I go first? So Primate was the first film. It's directed by Johannes Roberts. Stars Johnny Sokoa, Troy Kotzer, Victoria Wyant, and Benjamin Cheng. Give you a little brief synopsis. Returning home to Hawaii for summer break with two friends, Lucy is reunited with her friends and her pet chimpanzee, Ben. Deciding to take advantage of her father's leaving for a work assignment, they throw a pool party and invite over two boys they met on their flight. This is long-winded, sorry. A rabid mongoose has bitten Ben. Their gentle pet is transformed into a vicious animal with killer instinct. Think chimpanzee. Cujo with a chimpanzee. I sent this trailer to my mum. She said, "Oh, I feel sorry for Ben the chimpanzee." I think I told you that already. But so if you've seen the trailer, so what I was surprised by, I guess, by the trailer was that they've gone for full practical effects. They've gone for full practical chimpanzee, person in a chimpanzee suit, communicating in the way that Amy from Congo does
Big
with the
sign
little
language.
sign language thing. I've got a little bit of Congo info for you in a minute, actually, Andy. Remind
Go
me of
on.
that. With the sign language, and of course, doing the Cujo thing where Cujo gets bitten by a rabid, rabid what? Something.
Bat.
Bat.
Bat bites him on the nose.
That's right. So really, Ben is a victim himself, the chimpanzee. Um, I really want to see this. I've heard great things about it being like an animal attack movie. So looking forward to hear what friends of the show think of it.
Right.
Did you like the look of this, though, Andy?
I like the look of this a lot. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I like an animal attack movie. Um, I'm like your mom, Ben. I feel a bit sorry for Ben the chimpanzee.
Maybe it's because it's called Ben. She always
I'd feel
feels
sorry for
sorry
him
for
if his
me.
name was Dave or Mike or Pete,
Dave the chimpanzee. I won't feel sorry for
Bernard.
Dave the chimpanzee at all. I go, come on, Dave. Let's get you home. You've had
Come
you've
on.
had one too many. You've had a skinful, haven't you, Dave? No, I've been bitten by a mongoose. I've got mental.
That'd be exactly what he'd say,
Yeah,
but in sign language.
in sign
Do
language.
you want to hear what Emma has to say?
Yeah, let's hear what Emma has to say.
Hey, friend of the show, Emma Cownley here, just dropping in to give a hot take on Primate. Saw it, it was the opening film on FrightFest Halloween, and I didn't know a lot about it when I went in to seeing the film. And normally, when it's an animal goes crazy type scenario, I'm like, oh, yeah, 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 blah. We've seen it all before. We've seen it all before, to the point where now we're having to make animals mutant or giant or put them inside tornadoes or whatever in order to make the premise attractive and fresh. But Primate really delivered. It felt fresh and original, and it was engaging. It had really good tension and drama. And yeah, you're really kind of caught up in the fact that that Ben is a member of the family and he can't help what's happened to him, but also he's a fucking crazy chimp, with strength and agility and like madness. You just can't beat a chip. It's actually it's scary. It is scary. Um, yeah, so I really liked it. I think I'd definitely watch it again, which is, these types of films tend to be a kind of one and done scenario for me usually, but I really did quite like Primate. So, if I was ranking it, I'm gonna give that shit an A minus, I think.
Oh my, an A minus.
A
What
minus.
a
Yes, she is.
can't believe it. Well, I
I
say can't
tell
believe
you
I've
what,
not seen the film. So
she's ever so good, isn't she? But that was a one take job.
I mean, I expect nothing less from Emma Cownley, especially when she's dressed as um Drew Barrymore. I'm sure was she dressed as Drew Barrymore when she sent you that message? Probably not.
No, I reckon she's probably changed since Halloween night. We're recording on the third, but
Well, that is a shame.
yeah, the
It's
outfit she
got
had for
me.
Halloween looked absolute gold.
It's got me even more excited for that film now because it was like
Yeah.
my most anticipated film of the festival, and then obviously finding out we couldn't necessarily see it was a bit disappointing. But yeah, there we go.
Do you want to hear what Zara's got to say? She did a
Oh
primate
yes,
record for us as
love
well.
to hear what Zara got to say as well.
Now, Primate, I was very, very excited for. I was very kindly actually invited down to Fright Fest by Paramount to go and see it. Um, I hadn't seen any trailers. I'd seen a load of great stuff coming out of Fantastic Fest because I provided coverage for that earlier this year as well. And Paramount are really holding this film, like they're holding their cards close to their chest with this film. They're not giving out screeners or anything. So I consider myself really lucky to have seen it. And I am so excited for other people to see it because I went in blind. And when the film initially starts, I got the impression that maybe it was going to be a bit of a cheesy teen kind of film. And there is a bit of that, but it's very tongue in cheek. And actually, it's fucking brutal. It is, it is just devastating. It's gritty, it's gory. The practical effects are insane. The fact that they've not used a CGI chimp blows me away. It's literally a person in a chimp suit, and at no point do you think, oh yeah, that's a person in a chimp suit. You think that Ben is a chimp, which is nuts. And the thing that surprised me the most is because it's kind of a slasher almost in a weird way. There are certain tropes, there are certain expectations that you have with a slasher. And actually, the film flips all of that on its head and goes, haha, you thought we were going to kill that person off? Nah. Or you thought this person was going to make it to the end? Nah, that's not going to happen. And I loved that because it just kept me guessing the whole way through. It kept me glued to the screen. Um, and I just love what they've done with it. And now chimps are something else that I can add to my list of fears. I thought they were quite sweet, quite lovely, and Ben the chimp certainly starts out that way. But fuck me, he's a menace by the end of the film. So I'm definitely going to do a proper review on it at some point. But I'm really conscious of not spoiling anything and not giving anything away because Primate doesn't come out until the 30th of January next year. So we've got a few months to wait yet for that one.
Oh, thank you, Zara. We've played her out of sequence there, but
Yeah.
she's got some more to say. Well,
Thank you.
past Zara said that, but we're going to replay her talking about the Turkish coffee table in a little bit.
There we go. Looks like people bloody loved it.
People do appear to, but people with a lot of credibility whose reviews I trust implicitly as well. So I think the more I think about this now, Ben, I know you heard Zara just say it then. She doesn't want to spoil anything by giving too much of a review. Bloody hell, easy for me to say review until it's close to being released. I think maybe we've got our first lock for a full episode in
For a full episode of
2026.
January, yeah. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm well hyped for that. You know how we feel about monkey movies, right?
Yeah, monkey movies at last. Maybe we'll pick that time. We'll also do a cheeky Patreon bonus of something like Shakma as well. Sneak it out there. Give people what they want.
Give the
Ape
people what
content.
they bloody want. They want a man in a primate outfit. Well, actually, Shakma's a real monkey, but I'm talking about primate. We want human being in monkey outfit. I went to a retro shop the other day, Andy, and they had some Congo figurines. I couldn't get a picture because they were like all hanging from the ceiling. Couldn't see what was going on. I didn't want to ask. Can you get it down for me so I can take a
Get
photo
down
for
so
my
take a picture of this.
take a picture for my friend? Are you gonna buy it? No.
I just
What
said
do you think I am?
yes.
Made of
And then
money? Do you think I want to buy
sorry.
that tat?
Take my Congo. Yeah, Congo
Exactly.
figures.
Okay, so after Primate, it was another film that unfortunately neither of us saw, but again another big one. You know, we've covered Deathgasm on the show with Emma Cownley, and Deathgasm II, Goremeggedon. That is directed by Jason Lee Howden. Stars Milo Cawthorn, Kimberly Crossman, James Joshua Blake, Sam Barkley. A few years after Brody survived the last hilarious demon apocalypse, it was hilarious.
It was
He's
very funny. Yeah.
still wallowing in his own self-pity, jobless, loveless, hopeless, reckless. After seeing an ad on TV for Metal Quest, a local battle of the bands, Brody picks himself up, wipes the vomit off his chin, and heads to the grave. Has he just got that there all the time? Heads to the graveyard to put the Deathgasm band back together. Some familiar black magic. Brody and his freshly risen rock zombies are destined for victorious metal mayhem. Nothing standing in their way besides an insatiable hunger for human entrails and a lactose intolerant emo band. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The
Looking forward
emos,
to it.
yeah. We all know the emos can't drink milk. That's one thing we all know. All right.
We'll hopefully get to see this pretty soon because we backed this one on Kickstarter. So hopefully we'll get my grubby little mitts on it pretty
Bloody
soon. Now they've done
give
their
it
premiere.
us. Give it us for God's sake, because we'd like to do an episode on this, maybe a
Emma was
bonus
very
episode.
kind. Emma was very kind. She snapped a picture on when the credits were rolling of my name on the screen.
Oh,
thank you.
really? No way.
Yeah.
You serious?
Yeah.
You were there. You weren't there in person, but you were there in
The name
font.
was on screen. And
name
don't
was
get
on
me wrong,
screen.
everyone. It's not Andy Conduit Turner presents
Do you reckon
Deathgasm
everyone?
2 Goremeggedon. It's just a little name in the credits
Do you
there.
reckon everyone looked around at that point? Do you reckon there was murmuring in the?
Is he here?
He's got to be here. If his name's on the screen,
My
he's gotta
entrance
be here.
music comes on.
Your entrance music comes on. What is that? Hardy Boys.
Anyway, You Want It by Journey.
Anyway,
You want it.
that's the one.
That's it.
By God, Andy Conduit Turner is here at FrightFest Halloween. There we go. But we've got a review, haven't we?
We do have a review. It's from friend of the show once again, Emma Cownley. You ready for her?
Hello, this is friend of the show, Emma Cownley, here to give some thoughts on Deathgasm II, Goremeggedon, a film which I helped to crowdfund, and I saw it at FrightFest on Halloween night. And I'm going to say, for me, this is a solid B plus. I think that the first one is better because I always think the first one is better. The first one's got such a special place in my heart because it was the first one. But the second one is equally as good. It maintains a consistent tone, which is really impressive considering the gap of time that's passed since the first film was made. There was lots of playful editing. The jokes were all still, the kind of jokes that you would expect from a teenage boy metalhead. The trajectory for the characters felt right that they would be where they're at in the film. It felt believable. It felt well considered. I really liked the Guar and Matt Heafy cameos. I don't know if I'm, spoiling it by revealing that, but that was some really sick shit. I love that. Soundtrack was fabulous, just like the first film. And I appreciated all of the dick capitations. There were quite a fair few. And I like to think that the money I contributed went towards one of those. So yeah, solid B plus from me. I felt like maybe we could have lost maybe 10, 15 minutes from the runtime, just a little bit, just trim that puppy down just slightly. But having said that, I don't know where I would take that time from. Because I enjoyed all of it. So yeah, it's a win from this Deathgasm fan.
I'm glad that Emma enjoyed it as a Deathgasm fan and as a backer of the film. I'm glad she enjoyed it and making me want to see that again. Cameos from Guar and Matt Heafy as well. Hell yes, I want to see in what form those metal royalty fellas are
Appearing.
appearing. Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing this. We've already discussed with Emma doing an episode on it, so this is another surefire hit. Once it's on general release and people can see it, we'll get it covered.
I mean, super looking forward to this one. Again, disappointed I didn't get to see it this time around, but hopefully I'll see it very, very soon. There's a game as well. Is that right?
A game that serves as like a in-between call. I think that's the terminology,
An
right?
in-between call. I want more in-between calls, Let's coin that as a phrase. Not us, but
Let's
everyone.
get it in more popular
Yeah,
use.
because we've got recall, haven't we? We've got legacy sequel. There's not really any short name for that, is there? Legacy
Side calls.
side calls. Yeah, we like all that.
Yeah, I enjoy that. I'm looking forward to both the game and seeing the film. But you know what I like most about a Deathgasm episode, especially because it's I feel like I learned so much when you and Emma are on talking about like metal music, which you both super attuned to, know loads about. Me, not so much. Just get to sit back and hear all these wonderful like comparisons that you get to make. Come away with like a little homework list. I'm like, oh,
little homework list.
that.
Hopefully, there'll be more to study when Deathgasm 2 comes out. It's awesome. I'll tell you what, it's awesome having these little phone-in sessions. I'm enjoying this.
I'm going to do this more, I think, whenever we haven't seen something.
I feel like
Or
we should do
actually,
this more.
let us take this as a lesson, Bennett. If any of our regular listeners have got something, if we start getting more of these, we could start doing them as a little listener review section.
Definitely. Send us voice notes on Instagram, and we'll, as long as they're worthy of going on air, and by worthy we just mean not full of just swearing at us.
It's got to be at least as good as these two absolute
At least as good
pros.
as those two. May I also say, now we're talking about the talents of both of those, of both Emma and Zara. Zara did like a makeup look for every single day of
She was
October.
incredible.
Oh my God. It's unbelievable. Not first of all, right? Not just the effort that must have gone into every look, but like just the creativity of coming up with some of these looks. Because like some of them are like very straightforward, dressing up as this, dressing up as that. Other ones, which are like sort of, it's just like quite a loose idea. I mean, she did salad fingers.
She was all
did
for
Slimer
Teletubbies.
from Ghostbusters, Teletubbies, Mickey Mouse, Catwoman. What's her name? Mona the Vampire.
I did just message her like about halfway through the month and
Jesus.
went, mate, how is this not just your job? She's really, really good.
It's unbelievable, like literally unbelievable. Like, how many times do you see? I mean, someone killing it as hard as that. Is that a turn of phrase? She's
And
killing
it's
it so damn hard that we're all
31,
dead.
31 days, more than 31 outfits, like high 30s in the outfits, I think.
I tried to post just like a little throwback to an episode every single day on our Instagram. It exhausted me.
Fighting
Just
for your life, weren't you?
fighting for my bloody life, forgetting about it, fighting for my life, doing it at like 5 to midnight. Jesus, I cannot even imagine. So I take my hat off to you, and I can do that. I can take my hat off to you,
Yeah,
and I do, and I will.
amazing.
I
Amazing work,
shall.
Zara. But we'll hear from her again in a minute.
We will. We'll hear from her
And
again.
Emma has just launched her new zine, right? Let me find the details of that in case you
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to
yeah. She's
get it
launched a
done.
new scene. So many talented people associating with us. Just two. Well, I'm gonna say you're a talented fella, Andy. I'm gonna say just two fellas doing it every week, doing it hard. That sounds disgusting. Apologies. Apologies for that. So the next film that we've got, I'll let you find the details for that, Andy. But for the next film, after that, the one that closed out Halloween night is a movie called Every Heavy Thing, directed by Mickey Reese, not Mickey Rourke. It stars Josh Fadem, Vera Drew, John Ennis, and Barbara Crampton. She's in it as well. Mickey Reese's distinctively absurdist humor. Well, actually, this isn't really a synopsis. Let's get a synopsis. A pitch black comedy set against the unsettling backdrop of a string of local Oklahoma women vanishing without a trace. Online periodical office worker Joe becomes entangled in a conspiracy after witnessing a murder. As a colleague begins to investigate, I'm just laughing thinking about the film, sorry. As a colleague begins to investigate, Joe struggles to conceal the truth as his carefully constructed life falls apart in a surreal comedy thriller. And it was surreal. It was surreal enough where I almost feel like it probably needed to lean into the surreal even more just to because it was a bit like it was one of those where you're kind of chuckling along, but you're like, what am I supposed to make of this film? I kind of don't know. Did you feel
Yeah,
like that?
it was a strange one, and because I watched it a couple of weeks ago, just getting ready for this one, uh, this episode as recording it, I had to go back and revisit some notes and rewatch the trailer again just to reacquaint myself with exactly what happened. To jog my memory
Exactly
so I
what
could
bloody
talk
happened.
about it. Not because it's not a memorable film, but just because it goes so far into left field with the surrealism and the sort of toying with the perceptions of the characters and the dream logic that goes into it and the inception levels of mental manipulation in
Yeah.
this film.
It's like
I had to revise my notes, but I enjoyed it.
it's quite trippy. It's a bit of a thriller. Like you don't think you necessarily say it was a horror film. I do like the way the main character kind of reacts to the most terrible things happening in front of his very eyes. He kind of reacts in a way like, bloody hell, this is not right, is it? I'm not really. I don't think I should be involved in this particular situation. The tonal shifts maybe were a little bit jarring occasionally. But
Yeah,
I
it
think
goes from
overall,
quite comedic on occasions to
yeah.
shit, someone's been murdered in
Shit,
front of
someone's
you.
been murdered. Yeah, I did like the relationship he had with this kind of like killer who at any point he would just kind of like communicate with, oh, please don't kill me. Oh, do you have to? Like,
Oh,
what are
don't
you
bother,
doing this
mate. Come
for?
on.
Give it a rest. I've had enough. And of course, it's always great when Barbara Crampton pops up in whatever kind of role a filmmaker has decided she's going to be in this particular film. It's never straightforward. She's definitely not the kind of person who appears and you go, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to get with this. Whenever she appears, it is like
A
some
wild card has been
a
played.
wild card, something you've never seen her do before, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just feel like that. There we go. Then that's every heavy thing. Which
You
was
wanna do you wanna stick a? I feel like Emma's broken the seal on this. Do you wanna put a letter rating on that?
oh god, oh bloody hell, right. Oh yeah,
Put
because
him on
we
the spot
haven't
now.
because
Sorry,
we
everybody.
we haven't. No, it's fine. Do we usually do that with the Fright Fest one?
No,
Let's
but
do
there's
it.
only 8 this time, and we only watched 6 of them, so I figure we can pull it off.
We could pull it off. Yeah, you're right. I would say
5.
I'm gonna have to just give it a C, unfortunately, just because I was not as engaged, perhaps, as I could have been, and that's no fault of the film or the filmmaker, but I wasn't entirely engaged. I can imagine like a closing film on Halloween night. Is it the perfect choice for that? I don't know. I feel like obviously you've got to have a strong opening film, haven't you? So Primate was perfect for that. But something like Deathgasm feels like that's got to be the closing movie
I
of the
feel
night.
like it might fit nicely in a middle slot there
In a
because
middle slot,
between those
yeah.
two over the top hitters, it is a strange film. Um, really interesting. I'm gonna go C plus
And
because
then again, the
I think I
strange
need to get in
ones.
another one to really appreciate it. I think, but I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
The strange ones, the fact that we had every heavy thing close Halloween night and then Mag was the one that closed the Saturday night. Again, I mean, I like Mag, but at the same time, that is a bit of a weird one to choose as the closing film, isn't it?
I've
Again, a
got
middle
thoughts on
slot.
Mag. You'll get them.
Oh, you'll get the thoughts on Mag. He loves the bloody Mag, doesn't he? Okay, so then on the 1st of November, so on Saturday, first film of the day was a movie called Dolly. Now, Dolly is directed by Rod Blackhurst, stars Fabian Therese, Max the Impaler, must be his real name, Sean William Scott, and Ethan Suppley. Chase and Macy drop off their daughter to a nearby outlook where he pretends to propose. Those plans are soon forgotten when they discover a weird art installation of dirty, broken dolls. Unfortunately, the dolls are actually more of an altar to the victims of Dolly, a violent, hulking, childlike maniac in a tattered dress and a porcelain doll mask. There we go. So it's a slasher with a childlike killer. And again, this is very a childlike slash like mummy fetish thing going on. Is
Mummy
very
fetish,
is very
really heavily,
2025 horror, isn't
very
it?
heavily like Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Oh my god,
coded.
yeah. I mean, I watched this and then and then I watched the Chain Reactions documentary and it did make me think, look, this is a a Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing going on, especially with you know
Sort of a crook family.
minor spoiler, but there is a family, and Dolly is obviously you don't really see that person's face, and they're childlike, and there is a bit where a victim maybe tries to not manipulate him, but like get out of a sticky situation by going, "I'll be your mummy if you like, Mister Dolly Man, Mister Dolly Face." So very weird, very grimy. One of those slashers that kind of just feels hot and sweaty and like I don't even know where it's set, but it feels like it's set in the south. Um, like Wrong Turn vibes.
Yeah,
Oh, Texas
wrong term
Chainsaw.
vibes. Like a a main antagonist that is designed straight out the Resident Evil monster playbook to a degree. Certainly modern Resident Evil.
Oh yeah,
Straight out the
absolutely.
village.
Straight out the village. Well, straight out maybe Resident Evil 7, straight out the
Yeah.
village. Yeah. Well, a bit of both actually, with all the dollies hanging around. And you know what? I think it's stuff that's still effective. It's not stuff that I see that feels like it's been done a million times. I mean, it has been done a lot, but it's still effective for me. Like that kind of like childlike. It feels like you're really walking into a life that has been very closed off from mainstream society. And when you do that, that's scary because you're like, well, what are these? What are they capable of? What are the rules of this world? What what do they abide to? Are there any rules? It can be scary, and especially when someone's a big old hulking. They've obviously been
Behemoth.
behemoth. They've been tensing for like Michael Myers for all these years. Or
I think they've done some lifting as well though, because they're big muscles.
oh, they done some
I
lifting. What?
reckon tensing like Michael Myers, but eating a lot more protein.
Yeah, and lifting,
Yeah,
doing a bit of
lifting.
lifting, shoplifting.
Getting handfuls of dollies and holding them in outstretched arms, so you get hench.
How do people in these situations, right? You know, when you see a family who's like completely cut off from anything, I always think where they do their big shop. You ever
Yeah.
think that? Where they do their big shop? Where they
Waitrose
doing their
ain't
big
delivering
shop?
out there, are they?
What was that?
Waitrose ain't delivering out there, are they?
Well, no, because are we supposed to think that
It's
like
not an Ocado just for them.
they're just buying stuff at the gas station or like just living off the land or stealing things from victims? You know, I do think one of these days someone's gonna go, I really need this thing. I'm gonna have to go to Morrison's slash Big Tesco slash Little
Yeah.
Sainsbury's.
Yeah, they're exclusively Yogi Bear style attacking people who've got picnic
But even then,
baskets.
you're not going to get everything you want, are you? Because like, I don't know, toilet paper. Might go to the gas station, but if you go to the gas station to get toilet paper, you'll get that toilet paper that's like thin, like tracing paper.
Tracing paper, just nicking it out of the toilets. Maybe people who go camping have got toilet paper with them. Really interesting horror turn from Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott is someone that when he turns up, I genuinely, every time he turns up, and I don't think this is disrespectful to him, I always go, oh yeah, I forgot about you.
I said this to someone on Threads the other day. I feel that in an alternate universe where, everything's just slightly different and weird, there is a world where you ask for a Pepsi at the pub and they go, "Is Coke okay?" Sean William Scott was Deadpool, and no one remembers
Oh
Star Trek,
yeah.
and everyone. There are conventions
I
about
mean, to
Friday
be
the
fair,
13th, the TV series. These are the three things that
yeah.
everyone
Oh,
notices
well,
coming
right.
through.
I feel like this is your alternate world. Do you mean we live in a world where Ryan Reynolds is maybe just a feller?
Ryan Reynolds was only in Van Wilder, and then
Then
you
you don't
didn't
hear
really
from
see
him
him
ever
turn up in
again.
any other major things. He was in an
Oh,
action movie with The Rock. So
I'll take
basically,
that.
Van Wilder
Oh my God,
and
yeah.
Red Notice exist, but he doesn't really do anything else.
Oh God, that'd be. I kind of like that, and I want to say no disrespect to Ryan Reynolds, but Sean William Scott. I mean, he was great in what's it called, The Goon, when he was like that angry,
The
um,
the hockey player,
the hockey player. Yeah, he was good.
yeah,
He was good in that.
I
You
like it
know,
in American Pie: The Wedding,
when he
where he
eats
shows
shit.
himself to be good at dancing, and he has a dance competition.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Do you like it when he literally eats some shit as well? That's pretty good, isn't it?
I don't remember that, but I remember him dancing to the Reflex.
I don't know if that's the wedding. It might be. I think it might be the wedding.
You're
But
not
yeah,
thinking of
Sean
Road
William
Trip.
Scott. Is this another instance though of you have someone like Sean William Scott in your movie, and it's kind of frustrating because they're only in it a bit, and I feel like that with some other films as
I
well, where
think
we
it's some
get like,
fun things to play with because, I don't want to spoil this because we'll get a wider release and we don't do it on these episodes. But
yeah,
you think he's gone quite early on and then he surprisingly makes a return, doesn't he?
yeah, yeah. I quite liked it, but
Yeah,
but again, I don't think I'm willing to go too high with this particular film. I feel like, again, these are some films that we probably would appreciate more when you watch it with an audience and you watch it and you hear from the filmmakers and you do that.
yeah, yeah,
When you're
yeah.
not doing that, perhaps you don't get the full effect. So I would always recommend seeing these films. If they're getting wide release in cinemas, go and watch them with audiences because I feel like that's better. A nice, respectful audience, who are enjoying the film at a reasonable volume.
But it's boring.
It's boring. I'm sick of that bloody Dolly. But I go for a C plus for this one. I think. Eh.
I don't know. I feel like because I'm doing them all so in such quick succession, I think as a horror film, it exceeds my expectations more so than everything did. But is it B minus territory? I guess it's a broad church.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going to go with a B minus. Interesting,
Very
and
nice.
I
I
like
like it.
and some good effective kills. So yes, a B
Yeah,
minus.
definitely some good kills. Okay, so then after that was a movie called Affection, which is directed by B.T. Meza, starring Jessica Roth, Joseph Cross, Juliana Lane. It's so obviously Jessica Roth from Happy Death Day.
I think she's brilliant. I think Jessica Roth is
Yeah, Jessica Roth's good.
superb in this
We like Jessica Roth.
because I love her in the comedy, the horror comedy thing, but plays this absolutely straight, and she is
Yeah, she's
phenomenal.
got one of those faces where you just think, right, she's going to be this. I guess a little bit like Catherine Newton. Is that
Yeah, okay.
yeah, Catherine Newton from like Freaky and Lisa Frankenstein and Abigail. She's got there's something about her where I feel like I know exactly what I'm going to get, but then she always subverts that, which is interesting. Really, it's a bit of a juxtaposition, but I feel like she does that all the time. And also, I feel in a way I feel similarly about these two people is that when I see them in something, I'm instantly interested in it. Lots of eyes there. Interested. You know,
Triple I, you're interested in it.
I'm instantly interested in it. Where like if it was someone you didn't recognize, you might be like, "Oh, what's this about?" As soon as you see that it's one of these people in it, you're like, "Hell yeah, let's go." Synopsis wise, Ellie is stuck in a cyclical, like a
Yeah,
cycle
that's the word.
nightmare,
Yeah,
cyclical
cyclical.
nightmare, grappling with a medical condition that erratically resets her memory 51st date style. Left unable to remember her loving husband or young daughters, not Adam Sandler, each reset leaves her disorientated and haunted with vivid memories and scattered recollections of an unfamiliar life that she's never lived. And that's it. I don't
I
want to
don't
say
want to
any
say
more
any
because
more
there is a
about it than
very
that.
no, there's a very, very key thing that's going on that I don't know if I saw coming. And again, I feel like with twists and turns in films, I wouldn't like to say it's because I'm not a switched on kind of guy, but I think I'm at the point with films now where I'm like, every twist and turn, as kind of we've seen it in so many different formats in films, I've stopped like second guessing myself or guessing for films, and I just enjoy the film for what it is now. So whenever there is a reveal, I'm always like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
interesting. I don't know if you saw something like this coming.
I didn't see what was coming. I was guessing a few things. I don't even want to do my incorrect guesses because that kind of is eliminating things for
Yeah,
people.
yeah. Don't do your
But I did
incorrect
really,
guesses.
really like this. I thought it was really well performed. Um, really, really well. I love the twist of it. I love the way that it escalates. I love how her character changes as the film develops as well.
Yeah,
Um, I think maybe it's Jessica Roth, right? So
Jessica Roth. Yeah,
I think Jessica Roth maybe is the strongest performance in the film by a fairly
yeah,
significant margin.
yeah.
And like I would have like I don't know, and I'm not saying that at the detriment to either a man whose name I sadly don't remember or a kid, but like she is running rings around
Yeah, absolutely.
this
And
this film. Like would a stronger counterpart performance have elevated it a bit more? I don't know, but she really is a standout. She's phenomenal in it.
yeah, I feel like I agree with you there. It did need a stronger counterpart. But then again, is it a Jessica Roth vehicle? You know, this film, like it's kind of a film starring her. I guess it's similar to Happy Death Day. I couldn't necessarily name anybody else who's in those
Yeah.
films. It's very much about her. So yeah, I mean, this was very Black Mirror, I would say, isn't
Yeah,
it? It was a
it's
very
it's
Black
got a bit of the Black
Mirror-esque.
Mirrors. It's got a bit of an Outer Limits. It's got a bit of a
Yeah.
an anthology series about it. But yeah, I cannot speak highly enough of it. I think it's a film that I would definitely recommend to someone who wants something interesting and a little bit different
Mm.
to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Especially maybe if you're interested in Jessica Roth as an actress and you think, I like Happy Death Day, I like Happy Death Day to you, but maybe you're thinking, I'm going to watch her in something completely different, delivering a
Really
completely different sort of
playing against
performance.
type as well, though, because I know that, for example, I'm not saying that there are only two types of blonde woman, Ben, not like you and Jim Davidson think, but like it's not like Samara Weaving, who typically plays
Thanks for
you
checking
know,
me in with Jim Davidson there.
quite not the same every time, but she's usually quite funny. Like she'll do a gory horror movie with over the top blood effects and is
Capable. Always a very
capable,
capable character.
capable, funny, a little bit off the cuff and throws out some funny one-liners. And that is what you can rely on to mostly be. I haven't seen what's on with the burnt toast men that she's against and doesn't do any talking.
not the burnt toast man. Oh, you put me on the spot now. Asriel.
It's not as real. Maybe she's very
Oh, I've
serious in that
pulled
one,
that one out there, mate, haven't I?
but like you're used to having a type, whereas Jessica Roth there, I was so accustomed to her being in the type of film from Happy Death Day and its sequel, and those are things I primarily know her from. That this was such a brilliant change of pace from her, and I think, yeah, really strong stuff. I'm going to throw a letter on it, Ben. I'm going to throw a B plus at this.
Very nice. I'm going to go for a B minus. Not because I distinctly want to undercut you at every turn, but you did compare me to Jim Davidson. No, actually, you didn't compare me to him, but you put me in bed with Jim Davidson. So for that, I'm undercutting you.
It's a rigid herring joke, classic for him. But it is but
You
yeah,
and Jim Davidson. To be fair, Jim Davidson's been popping up on my TikTok, so I've been watching a few of his videos lately.
that's why
And
then
guess
the
what I've
algorithm
realized?
obviously fed directly to my brain.
Guess what I've realized with Jim Davidson? He's actually a really, really, really massive cunt.
He doesn't even do any of the snooker in Big Break.
He doesn't
Leaves it
do
all
any of
to
the
bloody
snooker and big break.
leaves it
Were
all
we
to
all?
John Virgo.
I'm assuming he didn't do any racist jokes in Generation Game slash Big Break.
I'm
Did
assuming he doesn't. No.
he? Because he's gone well under the radar. The BBC, I know, notoriously Jimmy Savile, bloody hire anyone, wouldn't they? What's that? This guy's doing racist jokes. Get him on prime time.
So give Brucey a
Jesus.
year off. Come on.
Give Brucey a year off. Oh my God. Cuddly toy. Okay, next after that, we've got a movie called Posthouse. which is directed by Nicholas Red. I did an interview of Nicholas Red. It's available on the feed.
A lovely
Um,
interview with Nicholas Red. What a nice chap.
well, lovely chap. Uh, and this is a Filipino movie, a Filipino horror movie, and it's all about kind of like lost silent movies from the Philippines. Oh, geez, got a bit emotional then. Lost. Oh, fucking hell. Jesus. So this is stars Sid Lucero, Bia Benain, Andrea Del Rosario, and Riza Sinon. A troubled film editor and his distant daughter release an ancient monster while working to restore an incomplete silent horror movie from the forgotten Filipino horror past in an assured debut feature by Nicholas Red. He's done a lot of editing for his brother's movies and involved in other short films as well. This is like such a really, it feels like it's made from someone like who's been making horror movies all their life. It's a really, really
As a
solid
debut as well.
spooky movie as a debut as well. Yeah, the Filipino lore and all that stuff, and the monster, the titular monster. Like we do talk about it in the interview, but what I will say is, try not to maybe actually maybe do or find out more about what this particular monster is while you're watching the film. After you're watching the film, because it's fascinating. It's such a and I do talk about the movie that had a profound effect on me, a movie called The Unnameable, based on a H.P. Lovecraft work, The Unnameable and The Unnameable Part 2, which the titular Unnameable, Tit, is very, very prevalent in that because there's saggy old boobs on this titular monster.
And the
Maybe that's something
Unnameable.
that scared me. Maybe I had some sort of um,
You
breast
were
fear when I was
you were
growing up.
you were into like old person horror before it was popular.
I was an old person. I was gonna say I had some sort of. I was gonna say Oedipus complex, but isn't that like wanting to
Wanted to
shag your
shag your
mum?
mum.
Oh my god! I don't know if I quite mean that, but like fear of breasts. I think I was going for. A
I'm gonna go with
winged
that being called mammophobia.
mammophobia, fear of mammoths.
I'm gonna look that up. If I've done that, then I win the
Mammoth.
dictionary award.
I'm terrified of mammoths. I've got mammophobia. That means fear of breasts. Um, but yeah, this creature from the Unnameable, which was like a winged terrifying grisly old lady demon thing, very similar to what is in Posthouse as well. And I would say probably one of the most like mind-bogglingly scary creatures in film since maybe The Ritual. Remember that weird big thing in The
Weird
Ritual?
eldritch horror. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very eldritch.
Big
Um,
old goatee long legs, isn't he?
big old goatee long legs with like human things on it. It's called the Mananangal, this thing, right? So again, go and check
Man,
out the
I got
interview
you
for us.
practiced. I heard you talking to Nicholas about it.
And I got an an. I did one an less. So it's like it's like it looks like a woman, but it's like a vampire like appearance, fangs, wings. The upper torso is separate from the lower half of its body. It's like there's like a gap.
Like a megazord.
Weird, man. So weird. Like proper grotesque. And even though it feels a bit like sometimes it leans into really like generic mainstream horror scares, the way that this creature is kind of revealed and you see it here and there, and then you find out more about it as these people are putting together this lost silent film, finding out more about the creature, it's scary. Like it's scary. And I feel
It's
like
a
that
scary movie,
it's a
and again,
scary movie, yeah.
we don't want to do some spoilers here, but I agree with everything you said. Nicholas puts together a film which is phenomenally accomplished. For I know he's been editing for a long time. I heard him say in the interview, but puts together a really, really well structured
Mm,
movie. I've not seen very many movies from the Philippines, and as an English speaker, it
same.
can be quite a surreal experience
The
because
dialect.
of the way that the language and dialect works in the Philippines, where they absolutely have their own language and dialect. So the film was subtitled in its entirety,
Mm.
but so many phrases and words are
It's just
just are just drawn from and the same
just
as
in English,
English.
yeah.
So
Exactly, yeah.
I'll find myself, I'm reading along and watching the subtitles, and it's like, hang on a second, I understand every word of this.
Someone just hang on a minute. Have
But I
I
love
learned the language while watching this film?
I love the cultural aspects to it. I love especially hearing you speak with Nicholas, the idea of all of the history of that country's cinema and the
Mm.
amount of
Yeah.
it says in one of the scenes of the film, like this story is fictional, but there is a great deal of lost silent Filipino cinema,
Yeah, they
which
said like pretty
is
much every silent
yeah.
film from the Philippines is lost,
While
essentially.
you're between points, Ben, you'll never guess what I found out.
What?
Mammophobia is indeed an excessive or irrational fear of breasts or breastfeeding. I've done it. Never said that word in my life, Ben, but I nailed it. My science brain has pulled it off.
4291, mammophobia. Right. If
Mega
I'm
mind
on
over here.
masterminds over there, and if these two things come up, that's all right. I remember that.
Get me on, Clive Myrie. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what score are you going to give
Oh,
to
well, I think by the way I've rated the other
Posthouse?
films, I would say I don't want to spoil my reviews of the other films, but this is definitely up there in terms of my pick of the festival. So I'm going to go for a B plus on this bad boy.
I'm not now just trying to undercut you ever so slightly, Ben, to get at
How
you,
dare
but
you?
a really solid one. I'm going to go for me, maybe just behind Affection. Still incredibly solid, great filmmaking, terrifying monster. Recommended B.
There we go. B for breasts, and we say that because
If
talking
you've got
about
mammophobia, that would have spooked you. Sorry, everyone.
I got
Trigger
bloody
warning.
mammophobia, man. I can't tell you. I tell you what. Whenever I used to pick, not that I would ever read that rag, but I would never pick up a copy of the Sun again if I had
If you had
mammophobia.
mammophobia, you'd have to skip straight to page 5, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Oh, well, page three's gone, right? It's gone now, isn't it?
I
Don't
am
exist anymore.
delighted to say that I have not
No
read a
idea.
copy to be able to find out.
I mean, no, neither have I. But I was just saying. Uh, Jesus. Anyway. Anyhow, anywho, moving swiftly on. Next up, we had the Turkish coffee table. So this is directed by Can Evrenol. The cast: Hatis Aslan, Algi Eke, Elif Sevinç, Oscar Emre Yildirim. That's right, I'm nailing all these names. So this is a remake, of course, of the movie The Coffee Table, which is Spanish.
Spanish?
Yeah, Spanish? Question mark.
Like
Um,
then again, maybe I'm incorrect. Is it a Spanish speaking country, but or is it actually
Yeah, maybe. Well,
directly
you
Spain?
can double check that if you like.
Okay, I'll look for you
So
now.
obviously, 2022's coffee table was shocking, became a sensation in genre and horror movie circles. Oh my God, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Um, Can Evernall is the director of Baskin and Housewife, two movies that have played. I think they both played at Fright Fest in some form or another. A couple's argument over a coffee table spirals into chaos when a simple mistake turns into a desperate web of lies, panic, deception, and the terrifying consequences of trying to cover up the truth. Now, if this was English language remake of the coffee table, would we be like, who needs this? Why have we done that? The original exists. Because it's like Turkish, which feels like proper left field, mind, doesn't it? It'd be like the
Yeah.
film. It'd be like a remake of the Coffee Table being called like the English Coffee Table, the American Coffee Table, etc. So this is a bit mad. Is it needed? I don't know. I haven't seen it. If it's exactly the same shot for shot as the original, maybe it's not needed. But you know, I was going to say bringing a story. It's not even a story that you really worry about that much. Bringing a moment to even more audiences that will absolutely um, shock, appall, and sicken and change their lives is pretty great.
Yeah. And bearing in mind, it's also pitched as it is Spanish, by the way. It's pitched as a black comedy. It's a very black comedy.
Oh my God, that's the blackest of black comedies. How do you like your
Yeah.
black comedies? I like it obsidian. I like it.
Literally like the center of a black hole beyond the event horizon where not even light can
Light can't
escape.
read. Light's never been there. Light's never touched it. Yeah.
We haven't seen the Turkish coffee table yet,
No,
but you know who has, Ben?
I know who has.
Scary Zara Mary. She's been on. Emma skipped this one because she said she needed more mental fortitude, having heard that it was going to be a heavily triggering movie. So
Yeah.
she sidestepped this one. But Zara was there. Do you want to hear what she's got to say about it?
I'd absolutely love it. I'd love
Right,
it.
here's Zara now.
The coffee table, the Turkish coffee table, which I managed to watch as part of Fright Fest. Now, as an enormous fan of the coffee table, yes, I know I'm fucked for loving that film. I was really, really nervous about the fact that it was being remade. I really didn't understand why it was being remade, especially because it's so recent as well. But I have to say, I am really, really pleasantly surprised with the Turkish coffee table. Um, it does follow exactly the same story, near enough, as the original, which again was quite surprised by. I thought they were going to mix it up completely, change a load of stuff, but they didn't. They really stayed true to that original story, but they did make a few key differences in there. And without going into any spoilers or anything like that, the changes that they did make surprised me. As in, they were quite shocking. So we see a lot more in the remake. Again, without giving too much away, you definitely see a lot more. Um, some of the cutaway scenes where you're getting the perspective of the father, of the husband, and what's going through his mind, a lot more brutal. And then the final thing is the ending. Because of a few key characters, they could not do the ending in the same way that they had done with the original. And it just makes for a more wild ride, more obscure, more ridiculous, but it works. And actually, now, even though I don't love it as much as the original, I'd quite like to see more remakes of the coffee table, but coming from different countries. So we've had the Turkish coffee table now. I want to see the French coffee table, the Greek coffee table, the Portuguese one, the Italian one, the British one. I want to see a coffee table in every single bloody country. So I had a great time with it, and I'm so pleased I got to watch it, and I'm relieved that they did justice to the original as well.
Look at that. Well, all the questions we had about being a remake, I guess, were immediately answered.
Definitely answered by Zara there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for giving us that review of the Turkish coffee table. More shocking than the original version. I
I
mean,
know. I'm
god
now
damn.
bracing myself when we get to watch this.
Yeah, exactly. So when I watched the coffee table originally, I think I knew what was going to happen, but my wife Charlie, she didn't know what was going to happen. And obviously I hadn't seen it, so I didn't know exactly how it was going to play out. Um, I think it happens in the Portuguese one. The particular interesting moment, a particularly shocking moment happens like way sooner than I expected it to, and I was like, oh my god. So yeah, it is a wild ride. You've not seen the original, Andy?
I have seen the
Oh, you
original
have.
coffee
You have.
table. I think it was after it was you and a guest. It might have been either
I think it was Ashley B. Red, wasn't it? Yeah.
Ashley or Zara, one of the two. I think
Yeah.
Ashley mentioned it, and well,
Mm,
what a time!
what a time. Exactly.
What a time! I
So there we
didn't
go.
know how to
Can't
spend it.
wait to
Quite
find.
entertaining. And then 15 minutes in, I started saying, "Oh no," and I've
Oh
not
yeah,
stopped
no, I
since.
remember now. I remember now. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
There we go. So looking forward to checking it out eventually. Next up,
Sorry,
FrightFest
Ben.
Halloween.
Before you move on, just because we're closing out on our correspondence from our guest reviewers there, I have in the intervening minutes, and I don't want to pile this into the end, picked up Emma's magazine available right now for
Nice.
pre-order. It's Earworm, worm spelt with a Y, like the type of mythical creature. So EARWYRM. It covers the occult, supernatural, and of course, Emma's love of music as well is going to be
Oh, amazing.
represented
Oh
there
my
as
God,
well.
yeah. Let's.
You can get on earworm-zine.co.uk and you can order digital or print copies of her first issue, which came out on Halloween itself. Chuck her a bit of support because she supports us. She's a good egg. I'm gonna
Absolutely
buy.
amazing.
I haven't got my copy yet, Ben. Hands up, saying in a live recording. Gonna order my copy and get myself one just before I go to bed.
Do it just before you go to bed, for God's sake. Why don't you? Yeah, well, that's a great title for it as well, isn't it? I love it. I love a why in a word when it's not usually there. Always good fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Up there on the
Okay.
top favourite worms. This is earworm and Lambton, the two top ones.
Earworm and just worms. Famously, worms when you. We've all had it once. I don't think I have actually. Okay, so what's up next? Coyotes. This is a movie we've seen. That's good, isn't it?
We have seen
So directed
Coyotes.
by Colin Minihan. Almost said minivan then, look like. Justin Long, of course. Kate Bosworth, Brittany Allen, Mila Harris. Um, So basically, a wildfire hits the Hollywood Hills. A family is stranded as their neighborhood is destroyed, and their home becomes a blazing prison. An intimate domestic drama quickly escalates into a pulse-pounding survival thriller as a pack of predatory coyotes, disorientated by the fires, tighten their perimeter around the house. Basically, animal attack movie number 2 of the festival with coyotes instead of a big old primate, and of course Justin Long playing it incredibly straight, incredibly like normal
Yeah,
man.
just the just he's just a bloody dad, isn't he?
He's just a bloody dad. And to be fair, I
Works
like
too
that.
much, like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, exactly. He's
Always
doing
at the
that.
office, always taking a call.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Not good
Absolutely
at DIY,
fantastic.
is he? He has to get a real bloke in.
Yeah. Yeah, so what do you think of this? What do you think of Coyotes?
I like this. It was very charming. It wasn't going to be. It's not going to be the scariest movie that you see. It doesn't have the sort of malice behind it that you get from I don't know, The Shallows
Yeah.
or by the sound of it, Primate. It's quite. You know what, Ben? I've nailed it. I've come around to it. It's got cocaine bear energy, doesn't it? Because
It's
it's
got cocaine bear energy, absolutely. Yes, it
quite
does.
overtly quite comedic, but there are going to be some gory attacks in it.
Very gory, yes indeed.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. Little bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, some interesting characters, interesting dynamic between the characters. They're just coyotes. We haven't got any like I was about to say superhuman coyotes. We haven't got any like mutated, evil, terrifying coyotes or anything like
Just been
that. It's
displaced by human development and then a fire. You know, especially coming out only months after they must have got onto this either in advance of there being those terrible wildfires that wiped out lots of houses in the Hollywood Hills, or
yeah,
literally as soon as the
inspired
smoke
by.
had cleared, filming it straight away.
Get a bloody film on, yeah. This I kind of films like this sometimes can back themselves into a corner where you're a bit like, well, why couldn't they call for help at this or that or this or that? I think it does a pretty good job of establishing that. It kind of does the Home Alone, all the all the what power wires get like knocked out, or
Yeah.
like the phone wire, sorry. So it does that to establish it, and it still kind of works in 2025. Why haven't I got signal? It's kind of believable. You have to suspend your disbelief a little bit, I guess,
Yeah.
but
But
still.
I enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun. When is this getting a general release? I know it's done a couple of festivals now.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Is
actually.
it
Let
out
me
before
try.
the year is out? Tell you what, Ben, while you
It's
do a
got to be,
little
isn't
bit
it?
of research and find the date, I'll give you my score on this. I'm gonna go
Yes.
very fun. I'm gonna go in, but not. It's not going to stick with me. I don't think it's an essential watch. A little bit of silliness. I'm gonna go in B minus territory for this one.
B
Perfectly
minus
enjoyable.
territory. I
A
I
little bit
will
light on the horror, maybe.
Yeah, pretty low on the horror. I only go for a C plus for me, just because it didn't. Again, another one that didn't entirely resonate with me. Because again, this was really one I was looking forward to. You're kind of looking forward to it being a certain way. Again, are we suffering a little bit for not watching it with an audience? Potentially. I think it's pretty good. It's got like a little vicious streak to it, which I think is
Yeah.
nice. But I think everyone is kind of solid. Do I necessarily think it takes advantage of having people like Justin Long and Kate Bosworth in the two title roles? It could have made a little bit more of them, their relationship, potentially. It didn't have it. There wasn't like a really, really interesting dynamic that they had. It's quite a short film as well. It's quite a brisk
So
watch, I
breast
would
doesn't
say.
really. It's here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, and maybe like sometimes not the best CGI. I think it could have. You can't really get a man in a in a coyote's outfit like Primate, but I don't know.
Yeah, we
Sometimes
got
it was a
different
bit
shaped
like,
legs, haven't we? We can't do that.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So yeah, that's it for me. We got one more,
One more to round things
one
off. And
more
what do
to
we finish
go.
with?
So
Thoughts on, aren't you, Ben? I tell you. I warned you this is coming.
final film of Fright Fest Halloween was a movie called Mag Mag. This is it Japanese?
Yes.
It's a J horror. It's a Japanese movie, directed by Urian Retriever. Remember when I said that the other day and you were baffled?
Yep.
Uh, stars Sarah Minami, Takumi Sayoto, Ayu Yamada, and it is the I think it's directorial debut of Urian's Retriever. Yes, I believe it is. After her beloved is killed by the Mag Mag ghost, Sine vows revenge, but soon discovers the true identity of the person she owes her retribution to. In a twisted love story combining horror and humor, delivering a decisive blow to the world. Oh, God. Not a blow to anyone's head in particular. The old bloody world.
Yeah, I tell you what, I was dealt a decisive blow by this film, Ben. A positive one. I think I said in my review, might be my favorite of the subgenre. This might be my new favorite J horror because
So you're
despite
not.
being in many ways almost parody and in many ways very funny, it also got some real good J horror scares in there with the
Yeah,
sort of
yeah, definitely.
90s feel of those classic J horrors, but a real good modern twist on them. I loved this. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I think Mag Mag was good. I mean, so what we're saying is maybe your new favorite J horror, not even maybe your favorite horror film of the festival. You're talking favorite J horror. Is that what you're
I think
saying?
this might have taken. I might need another watch before I can absolutely decide. But genuinely, like, again, it goes over the top and it's very funny sometimes when someone, for example, let's say, pisses himself to death from seeing the Mag Mag
Yeah, that's
ghost.
always pretty funny, isn't it?
But like I enjoyed the comedic beats of it. I think in terms of a J horror, this is one I could probably pick up and watch a bit more often than
Mm.
a lot of others in the genre. And I know actually when we after we met the team behind the J horror virus and we watched The Grudge with them,
Mm.
watching it back, there were some elements that had maybe faded a little bit with age or were
Yeah.
having us become more familiar with the genre, perhaps gone from the sublime to the ridiculous. But whereas this embraces the ridiculous so much, but then at certain points, even though you've just been laughing, can all of a sudden have a real turn on it and be like, "Oh shit, this is quite disturbing at times."
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I found it really. I love the way they play with the narratives, and again, we're not doing spoilers here, but the bit where like our young protagonist goes to try and find out the origin in like the Sadako style, looking at find this girl that was pushed down the well, and the reveal when she turns up at this house is so funny. I loved it. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. I think it's one of those films where, J horror in it by its very nature is quite a melodramatic, you would say, sort of like subgenre, isn't it? Like a lot of it is about, tragedy and, death and people being killed in moments of violence and these ghosts like living on and haunting places and haunting people and we've seen tons of different things in J horror, tons of different types of scares, tons of different types of characters. I think to have something that kind of is not really a spoof on the genre or a sending up of the genre, but something that kind of looks at what could be considered the funny elements of this
Mhm.
particular melodramatic genre without like making those elements that are in that very film any less effective. It's a really interesting balance of those things,
Can you
which
imagine
I
if you
found.
watched Scary Movie, but it was still quite frightening?
I guess like that, yeah. Well, yeah, but I guess like the silliness isn't like poking fun at the particular moments of the genre and of those particular films. It's kind of just having a bit of fun with the characters and with the way these things are kind of perceived and how the scare or the joke is delivered. Because it didn't ruin it for me in either way. I didn't kind of think, oh, this isn't scary anymore because it's silly, and it didn't go, well, this is too scary. I want to enjoy the jokes here. Can you give me a chance?
Please give me a chance.
Give me a chance. It's kind of like got B movie vibes in a
Yeah.
way. Again, it doesn't necessarily settle completely into satire, but I still think it's got a lot of interesting stuff going on. There's definitely a few times where I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who these people are or what's happening. There were a few times I got a bit lost, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure I enjoyed it, so that's good. Um, I'd go for a solid B for this, but I feel like you're going to go a bit higher, Andy.
I am. Maybe it's not going to crack the A grades for me, but it's a really powerful B plus on one watch. So
If it's one of your new favorite J horrors, Andy, you can crack into the A. I'm not
I
pressurizing you.
will maybe in time, Ben. But
I
right
will
now,
in time.
I'm starting
Basically,
with
my
I'm
ratings for
starting with the
films
B
are
plus.
always moving. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, B plus is where I'm
B
going for right
plus.
now. Really enjoyed it. Definitely a memorable J horror for me, and I'm, definitely going to watch it again. It has great potential to cement itself as one of my subgenre favorites for sure.
Hell yeah. So even though we didn't get to see all of the films, is Mag Mag your favorite of the festival you got to see?
I'm going to go with. I might. I can't separate them, Ben. I'm going to sit on the fence once. I think I'm usually pretty good at making a call, but for me, of the ones we've seen, and it sounds like it has stiff competition from some of the ones we haven't, but of the ones we've seen, I'm going to go for joint winners, sharing that podium, doing a big Predator handshake, Mag Mag and Affection.
Well, if you're giving it to Mag Mag and Affection, I will give it to Posthouse. I think for me that was the one. I think I just resonated with the lore of that particular scary monster and the way it looked, like that unique
Pure mammophobia, isn't it, Ben?
creepy
It's
nature
something
give
meant
me
to get you.
serious mammophobia. I don't think you even see the boobies. But yeah, maybe it gave me a bit of mammophobia, so I think that was good. But solid. It would be great if we can get to FrightFest Halloween in person next year. Let's put the plan in place for this, because I would like to cover all three FrightFest events in the year. There we go.
Physical presence at all of them. Well, there we go. Another festival, Ben. What have we got coming up next week?
Next week we are talking about Predator Badlands, and I've managed to snag the review. Honestly, I'm losing it. What have I managed to snag, Andy? The help.
The, the help of an esteemed guest, I'd imagine.
I'm trying to put sentences together, struggling. Trying to remember all these films and also say this. I've snagged Kat Hughes, who attended a screening of Predator Badlands just recently. She had some stuff to say about it, and I thought, why not come on the show and talk about it with us? So there we go. Predator Badlands next week. Then we've got Keeper. It's not about a goalkeeper. It's not about a crypt keeper. It's not about what other types of keeper are there? A keeper of
Zookeeper.
zookeeper. It's not about a zookeeper. It's about some sort of keeper. With Johnny Vivash, hardest
Yep.
working man in
Good
horror.
time.
He's joining us. And also rounding out the month, because my wife Charlie Arrington, because she couldn't attend for our episode when we were discussing Razorback. She's otherwise engaged. She was fighting off a big wild boar. She is joining us for Frankenstein. Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. GDT
Cannot wait. What
Frankensteins.
lovely company we're keeping for the rest of this week. All full of charisma, full of knowledge. I mean, especially with Cat next week, I always feel like when someone as much of a pro as Cat is coming on, I really feel I have to up my game on the research.
Yeah, we're gonna have to dial it up. We're gonna have to.
I'm going to need to know a little bit more than what the alien species of predators actually calls
Yeah,
on. I'm going to have to really go for it.
yeah. There's a lot of species in this particular film, and we can talk about, is this the Disneyfication of the Predator franchise, or did that start long before this particular film? We'll find out
Let's
next
find out
week.
indeed.
Let's find out. So, thanks everybody for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please become a patron over at patreon.com/horror hangout. Tell us what your favorite film was from Fright Fest Halloween if you attended, or if you're planning on watching any of those films in particular. Remember, Primate is out in January, so go and check that out. And we will be covering it on the show in full then. Thanks to our patrons. Thanks to Taj Easton for our theme music. Thanks to Acast for hosting the show. Please consider giving us a rating or review. We're on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, horrorhangout.co.uk in one place. And as I said, next week, Predator Badlands with Cat Hughes. Looking forward to it. There we go.
In the meantime, everybody, 3 bits of homework. Number 1, look at all Zara's great cosplay.
Yeah.
Number 2, buy yourself a copy of Earworm from Emma.
Yes.
Number 3, use mammophobia in a sentence next week. You'll feel better for it. See you later, everybody. Good night for now.
See you later, everybody. Night, night.